Hello, everyone, and welcome. We have definitely been away for quite a bit of time, but we are back at it, jumping in our little time machines and heading back to 1984. Um, we are here with our usual suspects. In case you were not made aware before, a couple of things I will definitely make announcements for. Immediately after this, if you love what you're seeing and you want to see more, for anybody who's playing as well, if you guys want to jump in and see more of this story, more of this town, more of the weirdness that's going on, we will be having a double feature of this show. So immediately after this, Tabletop Legends will be having a takeover where I will stay in the same exact seat, and then everyone will get up and shift seats, and we'll play it all over again. It's going to be exciting. There's some really cool stuff in store. Um, yeah, if we want to go ahead and just like reintroduce ourselves, and I'll give us a recap of the first kind of run of things. Let's start off with Winston.
All right, yeah. So you just want a character introduction?
Yeah,
So
you can give a little quick description of that and any kind of background who you are for folks who are just joining us.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm Winston. I DM and play in games over the 20 sides every story channel. So you'll see the little logo was on there for a bit in the introduction. So I play over there. I DM an Eberron campaign, and I play in a Ghost Saltmarsh campaign over there. And I am playing Nicholas Sweeney. Nicholas Sweeney is a shy, introverted uh, kid who likes to write. He's 14 years old. He has a troubled home life that really pushes him to want to leave the town and escape, and unfortunately has led him to make some poor decisions in his life. Most recently, um, taking an unknown substance without vetting it or knowing the person who gave it to him, with some disastrous results. And he is yeah, that's kind of him. So
Sweet. Move on over to our Brody, Michael.
Well, howdy, y'all. My name is Michael. I do a lot of things here at Proficiency Bonus, but I'm so happy that I get to sit in a player's seat with having Lip run our game. So I'm excited. Good job, Lip. And I play Brody Jensen. He is a not so intelligent 15-year-old who got held back here at Boulder City High, and he cares lots about his family, his ranch, his mama, and about the good Lord Jesus.
Awesome. Let's move on over to the very focal point of our story pretty soon, Sierra playing Eve.
Hey, I'm Sierra, aka Little Lady Mayhem, aka CL Knight. I'm also on the Proficiency Bonus channel. I play on Fabled Whispers on Saturday nights at 9:30, and I also am the DM and producer of another channel called Hollow Chronicles, where I am playing a homebrew spooky campaign. So I am the DM of that. Um, and I am playing Eve Morris. Her real name is Evangeline, but no one calls me Evangeline. Um, Eve is a rebel of a different nature. She believes in uh, love and daydreaming while everything else is going to shit around her. She refuses to be held down by the society's melancholy. She says, I'm going to love, I'm going to dream, and you can kick rocks if you don't believe it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And of course, last but not least, you all's commander in chief, leader in the house, Danish, aka Saint, aka Eric.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Eric. I am a DM for a campaign that has we talked about has been running for a good long while, and Lip joins me in that. And yeah, I am playing Dinesh, or Saint. He is the popular kid, but popular in that is inexplicably likable, and just really wants to be liked by everyone, and has faced challenges to that, in where he has met quite a few people now who just it's just been a challenge for him to get on their good side, and it's not sitting well with him.
Awesome. So that is us, and of course, I am Lip. I'll be your narrator for this story today. And if we have no other objections or so, we're just gonna jump right on in. I am going to, as a little fun thing here, I'm going to, before I do this, check and make sure that it's all correct. Ladies and gentlemen, Roll20 is a great site for you to use in a pinch when you're trying to get things together. You always want to make sure that you don't have any fog of war or hidden things showing up that are supposed to be hidden. But I'll switch you guys over there and bring you to your little people.
Oh, there we are.
Ooh.
So, morning class. Welcome back to Boulder City High. Did you do your homework over the break? Did you pay attention during the aptitude test? Perhaps you had a bit more trouble with Mrs. Morris' assignments to take care of an egg. Did you rely on your team to succeed? Did you head over to each other's houses to plan strategies to be the best possible student that you can be? Perhaps during your time away, I suspect that you stayed away from such troublesome things like drugs, run-ins with the police, or even any of those reports of people going missing. Your parents, but seem a bit preoccupied. Hope they're in good health. Nevertheless, I can't wait to hear your tales from the loop. You all remember the last time that we played? You all had returned the next day in class after a very, very interesting evening of homework doing at Mrs. Morris's house. The dreaded moment of being at Mrs. Morris's house. Some of you went home to lick a bit of your wounds, kind of get yourself recuperated, and you find yourself back in this classroom once again. And to your surprise, Mrs. Morris is not here for today's biology class, but instead it is the faculty member that you have come to know as Mr. Allen, aka Mr. Farty. He turned to you and says, "Morning, class." As you see a slight crack in the side of his grin, is so. Seems like Miss Morris won't be in for the day. I am going to be substituting this class. I hope that you all know what assignments you're supposed to be doing. Oh, okay. And he just kind of looks around. You see him kind of look over and see a TV, and he kind of parts it to the center of the room, plugs it in. He says, "So, they told me to make sure that you all watch an informative video, but I don't really have any specifications of what that is, so I'm just gonna pop in this tape of the Golden Oldies Soul Train line. Sure, there's some biological knowledge there. Just have a look, and you just see him kind of pop the tape in. He was about kind of sitting in this chair, and as he kind of sits there, he looks at the class. What is it that each of you all are doing at this time?
Leah is a little nervous. When she got up this morning, did she know that her aunt was up, or was she just stuck in the room?
You're surprised, remembering from how that conversation ended last night. You remember that the door was closed.
She's just going to scoot her chair back towards Nick. Well, looks like we got a free day today.
I'm like locked in silence, or like deer in headlights. Like, uh, it's we saw him. He was dead,
Who
Mr. Allen.
did? Nick Farty?
Yeah, he was we saw the body. Never mind.
You can smoke it. He's right there.
Well, it was more like eating, ingesting orally. Yeah, you're right. I was just seeing things.
She just want to put her headphones and turn on her music and just chill.
Brody, as you are sitting in your seat, very briefly, what is it that you're doing in this time?
Trying to carefully listen to Eve and Nick talk, because he's really like, there's the hamster running in the wheel right now of did I actually see this guy last night, and was it a dream? Like, oh gosh, y'all, I don't know what to think. It looks like Brody is really struggling right now. Like he's thinking too much and he's about ready to pass out.
As you have this kind of moment of panic, you actually feel a small piece of paper kind of hit the back of your neck.
Oh gosh!
Turn around and you see that it's Brian Mackey. He's sitting there and he kind of gestures to the seat that's next to him that's actually empty. And he just kind of has this look.
Okay. Brody will cautiously slink back and sit into the seat next to him.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a sneak check?
Great. Sneak. Oh, this isn't very good. Yep, it's not.
Now, I know I've mentioned to you all before as well, but one of the features that the game has, if you all choose to do it immediately after you roll, if you're young enough, you can use your luck point to just automatically re-roll, or you can tell me that you want to do something to make a second attempt to try and get a success out of this. You'll explain to me what you do in the form of sneaking, like an alternate thing, and you will push yourself. You will automatically take a condition. In this case, I will probably say you would probably be taking a scared condition, from being like spotted in class, especially coming from the fact that Brody has a lot at stake with this one class. Being caught in this class would be pretty bad, but you can try and push it and take that condition and re-roll again, but then tell me what you do differently. Let's say as you try and slink back, the first time that you attempt, there's a large squeak of the chair on the ground.
Brody just goes like this. I'm very sorry about that, Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen. My friend back here needed to talk about something he needed to borrow from my dad. I was wondering if I could just sneak over here and just talk to him for just a moment. And, it's nothing. It's not going to be that big of a deal, isn't it? I'm going to tip my hat to him a little bit, Mr. Game Master, because my black cowboy hat is my special feature on my character. It helps me to do better on my charm checks.
You can actually, instead of pushing that roll, you can go ahead and make me a charm roll.
Okay.
You can add +2. So when you roll that, go over to the dice roll and roll 2 more d6s.
Okay. If I click on charm next to my cowboy hat on the character sheet, will it just automatically add it?
Yeah, it should have it already there.
All right, here we go. There it is. Yep, it added it too.
Yep. So you go to charm him. He sees the hat. He is holding one of these books, and as you slowly start to tip your hat, you see in the front of the book it says Arbors and Morris Arbors. And you see this beautiful kind of like rose kind of coming up, and it seems like there's a hand like clipping the base of it. He's looking through the book. You see him turn the page and bring the book right back up over his face.
Oh, that was a close one. Pa would kill me if I got in trouble on the second day of school.
You head on over, Brian, just like really quickly. Hey, so,
what do you want?
I didn't want to like talk about it in front of the whole class, but I heard that your mom freaked out at the hospital.
Who told you that?
Well, my aunt works at the hospital as a clinic, and it was kind of huge. It's the only thing that people are talking about there. A lot of screaming. Said that you were saying or doing something to her. Do you like leans in closer? He's like, try and suck out your mom's soul.
Hey, you listen right here. And you listen nice and close. I don't know how you know my mama's business, but you need to butt out of it.
It's just been.
Isn't there some kind of hospital confidentiality thing that there's like, now what's going on over there?
I don't know anything. I just know that. And he kind of like looks left and right, and leans over to you and says, like weird things happening lately. I just don't understand it. Started with, what's been happening there in hospital, and then I don't really know how to explain this much, but I saw somebody in the woods. They seem to be eating a bird that was still alive.
Now that's just kind of messed up. Are you sure you saw a person eating a bird that was still alive?
I would not. I've been having some really weird dreams lately, but I just thought it was, first day of school threats and really weird. And I really even shouldn't be talking to you like losers. I have a code to follow, but just thought you maybe knew something that was going on.
I kind of lean in a little bit closer to him and I'm like, thanks for the info. But even if I did know something, don't think I would tell you.
No, he's right about you all. I don't know why he's got some grudge out for you, but he really does see that you all are a bunch of losers. And as as soon as he says that, you all hear, kind of clearing his throat, Mr. Allen just says, "You all done with your conversation over there?"
Oh yeah, of course, Mr. Allen, of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and slip back over to my seat, sir. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna stand up, and I'm immediately gonna sit. If this chair is open, I'm gonna sit next to Nicholas instead of going back to my side seat.
And another stealth.
Man, you got me rolling a bunch over here, Lip. No, I did check off that condition scared, right? Because for I pushed it.
I'm going to rule that because you did a completely different tag. No, yeah, you're right. We'll take it.
Oh yeah,
we'll take
fine. I'm fine keeping it. Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Actually, a good roll.
You go to move over, and actually next to you, Saint, there's another girl, Amy. She like blows her nose, and then she sneezes, and she blows her nose again, and it gets to the point where like even you trying to pay attention to the movie like a good student does, it gets so distracting that even you turn to look. So Mr. Allen says, "Oh, listen here, Missy. If you need to fix that situation there, you're just gonna have to go to the bathroom." And she like gets up and she's like, "I'm sorry," and she sneezes like actually on your shoulder as she gets up to go to the bathroom.
I don't actually say anything. I just like kind of like roll up like part of my jacket and just try to like
but in that distraction, you do successfully, Brody, switch seats back over to the other side next to Nicholas.
Excellent. Hey, Nicholas, you feeling better?
Yeah, I am. Brody, what are you doing? Causing a lot of ruckus.
Yeah, you know, it's not my fault. I'm bigger than most of these chairs in this room. They can't really handle me. Honestly, I don't know if we should trust him or not. But this, Brian over there, and I'm just gonna look over right at Brian. That Brian over there said that he saw some strange things going on. He was talking about seeing somebody in the woods, and they were eating like a live turkey hawk or something like that.
What's a turkey hawk?
You never seen one of those turkey hawks?
It doesn't matter, bro. Never mind. Yeah, that's we need to tell. And I look at Eve. She's right there. Like, you talk to Eve and Saint, because I don't know, something might be going on in the woods. That's where Lisa told me to meet, or told Saint to go. I don't know. It seems like a coincidence. It could just be random information, but
maybe. Would you think it was Lisa that was eating that turkey hawk?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. If she had what I had, yes, maybe. No, I'm sure that's a confusion, but just something's going on out there. We need to talk to the others. Let's try to meet up after class.
I mean, we could just talk to Eve now. She's like sitting right in front of us, right?
That's right.
Psst, 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 psst. Hey, Eve, she's got her
headphones
She's got her
in.
headphones in again. My goodness.
Here, I'll poke her. I'll kind of lean over and try to slyly poke her with my pencil, like underneath the desk.
I'm just like slowly like face palming as like I hear them like whispering behind them. I'm just like, oh god, come on.
Actually, Brody's gonna roll up a piece of paper and he's gonna toss it up to the Saint and try to hit him in the back of the head.
Okay, you're bringing in yet another role.
That's fine. I'll take it.
I want you to roll me a so this will be a move.
Move. Okay. Oh. Mr. Lip, I'm not going to push it this time.
Mr. Lip.
You toss the paper ball as it goes across the room. It actually bounces right next to Saint. And then somehow you catch a nice corner velocity that it bounces off the corner and it actually hits the book of the teacher.
Oh, god dang. Oh.
Hold on, facepalm at this point.
Bird just looks straight down.
Alright, I hadn't had enough of you kids. You go sit wherever you're supposed to sit and he points at you, Saint. He says, you stop that.
Yes, sir. Not even arguing at this point.
However, surprisingly, in the calling of all this too, you all see what you all would know as the school secretary, Mrs. Lambert. She comes in and she says, "Excuse me, Mr. Allen. I believe that there is some people that want to talk to some of your students." And he like looks up at the woman and says, "All right, I mean they're not my students. I'm just gonna be sitting, I guess." He kind of looks over. He's like, "Which one of them did you need?" And she looks over. She's like, "Actually,
like already leaning back in my seat, like, ooh."
Brody has not looked up. He's still looking down.
She like, you get this moment where she has this finger that she starts drawing across the room. She like leans, slowly slows down at Eve, kind of switches back over to Brian, moves over to Brody, and then at the end she says, "I believe that I need to see Mr. Sweeney and Mr. Saint."
Eve will take off her headphones and just like turns around. Don't let her eat you.
Crap, man, they just called you out.
I believe that the authorities would like to speak to you too.
Oh,
I dropped my pen.
You didn't
I
have
don't
any.
think it's Officer Harris.
You don't have any more of that stuff on you from last night, do you?
No,
What are you talking about? What stuff?
Oh,
Mr.
right.
Allen, you heard him? Hop on up. Get to it.
I'm like just like standing up. I'm still kind of like frozen in my seat, like by my seat, but then like start to shift over and just drop my head down and walk over.
As you guys start to move, you hear kind of like the slow murmur of the classroom just go, "Ooh."
Kids, man.
That's literally how it is every time.
You two kind of get to the doorway, and kind of look back, and you can see that obviously Brody and Eve are kind of trying to get some eye catches in for some last minute messages before you walk out the door. But unfortunately, the woman kind of caresses the back of your both backs and kind of ushers you out of the room. We'll follow you two as you all start to walk down the hallway. She looks. She like keeps from keeping eye contact with either one, but she slowly kind of can't help herself but look at you, saying, "This is." I have to admit, this is different. Seems like a first. Actually, first for both of you.
Are we? Did we do something wrong?
I'm sorry, dear. I genuinely don't know what this is about. It seemed that the two police officers wanted to ask you some questions. I'm thinking. You all do anything?
No, no. And I look over and I'm like, nope, nope.
No, no, definitely. We did never anything.
I've never done anything in my life. No.
I haven't
Not
done
a single.
nothing wrong ever in my life.
Not even nothing wrong.
I
I've just
know
never
this.
done anything.
Never done anything. Yes.
Nothing at all.
Literally have not done any single thing.
I just
You all can choose who would make a charm roll in this moment.
Is there an
pretty sure it would be
anti-charm
me.
roll? Yeah, go Saint.
All right. I'll roll a charm.
Wow, nice.
Finally looking up for me.
I will tell you that you are also using an ability that you are. You gain an additional ability. Let me just pull up my ability sheet. No, wrong seat. EM pages. You can also, with that additional success, choose to either D4.
Oh, what was that?
Just roll me a D4.
D4.
Perfect. Now go ahead and describe to me how your sly talking out of the situation kind of helps you out of this awkward conversation with this woman as you walk to the office.
I think Saint would go into his like goody two shoes, like teacher's pet role. Be like, oh well, yeah, this is kind of strange. I mean, that the police would want to talk to us. I mean, we were, you know, while walking out, we ran into a police officer the other night, but you know, we didn't do anything wrong. But it did seem a little strange, and I don't know. Maybe they may. I assume maybe they think we may have saw something related to whatever they were investigating. They probably just want us to, you know, talk about what we might have seen last night. But I don't really remember seeing anything that's suspicious or anything. So probably nothing.
She says she listens to the whole statement. She says, "You know, it seems pretty fair to me. I now that you say it, I think that it's just downright wrong that they would take you from class for something that you're not going to be able to help the case. You two are good standing students, and I will want to make sure that you get the proper education that you're supposed to get. So why don't you two go ahead and hurry along back to class, and I'll let them know that this is probably just a big misunderstanding."
Wow, that's very nice of you, ma'am. I mean, are you sure? Because I mean, if they
No,
asked us to leave class, or
no, these are adult things, and you kids need to enjoy your life and not have to worry about any sort of investigations. It's hullabaloo, and so she just kind of shoos you two back into the class.
okay,
However,
well,
as you're
if you
walking, with your success of doing this, you actually start walking together back to the classroom, and before you get We back. There's a slight turn. I'm gonna show you. You guys would probably be. I'm gonna move you two out of the classroom. You all would get to about this spot. Move you as well. And when you get down to that area, there we go. Nicholas, you look down this hallway to your left that you can't see that it's blocked out, but you look down to the hallway to your left, and you see the strangest thing. You see Mr. Allen going into the cafeteria.
Saint, do you see that?
What?
Have a look. Same thing.
It's Mr. Allen. Wasn't he back
Did
in the
he?
classroom?
That's weird that he would leave class in the middle. I mean, he was just playing that video, but I mean, he wouldn't just leave the class, right?
Yeah, and wouldn't we have seen him in the hallway?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, maybe he was just really hungry. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but we did. That was him that we thought we saw,
Oh,
right?
I thought I was crazy. You saw it too. You remember it.
I'm pretty sure. I wasn't sure I recognized him when I saw him last night, but then when I saw him in the classroom, that was like, I feel like it was definitely him. But it couldn't have been, right? Like, how could he be here? And I don't know.
All are suspecting this, and right next to you in the bathrooms, the door opens, and you see a foot out. And you all would know by now that shiny, polished penny loafer shoe that comes out is none other than the foot of your principal, Mr. Wright, as he is slowly walking out of the bathroom. What are you all doing in this moment?
I think I would just,
by the way.
I would lean into Nick and just try and move him so that we can get to class faster and just kind of bring our heads down and power walk.
I'll take the lead. But I was moving towards the cafeteria when he checks me.
Okay, then I would say Nick make a move check, and then Saint make a lead check. Whoever's the highest wins. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Lucky leadership came in clutch in this moment. You see him kind of going towards the cafeteria. You just shoulder check him, just like 2 seconds, taking him up and just walking back to the class. You all make it your way back to the class, and you move your person back there. But you head back in, and you see Mr. Allen. He's actually Mr. Allen seems to be back in the back seat while you all are watching the movie. You all kind of come back in, and one kid sees you walk in, and another kid kind of sees you next to them. They kind of whisper, and then there's a slow, awkward clap that kind of builds to another person clapping, and then pretty soon you have this very strange applause as you guys are walking back in. One kid even leans over to Eve and was just like, "I think he killed the cops."
Either that or he smooth talked his way out. Like they was just like, "Oh, he's so cool. We just gonna send him back to class." And Nick is badass.
I wonder if he worked for the FBI. And you just hear all this strange back and forth chatter as you guys walk back in.
He was gonna hype it up.
I think the moment that we walk back into class and see Mr. Allen, Saint would just like turn to Nick and be like, "Crap! Really hoping we wouldn't see him in here."
Hey
Is that
there,
a twin?
hey there, Nick. I was a little worried. Yo, usually whenever they come looking for somebody, it's me going to the office.
I know. I thought it
Y'all
might be a
getting a
mistake.
lot of
When he said that, you hear Mr. Allen in the back say, "Pipe down."
See, Nick. He moved back here. He moved back here on purpose. He was watching over my shoulder. Yes, Mr. Farty. I mean, Mr. Allen.
I would say when he moves back there, you, Brody, particularly start to smell a whiff of something that even you, with all the work that you've done, you've never smelled anything smell that bad in your life.
Nick, I gotta say, I really do enjoy sitting next to you, but I'm really missing my assigned seat right now.
I don't blame you.
So what was that all about?
Look at Mr. Allen to see if he's distracted or staring right at us.
Yeah, this book completely nose in book like very heavily. You, as you look back to him, you also kind of hear this very soft.
Oh no.
It was the police. Saint and I, when we were heading over to see you, we ran into Officer Harris, and she was acting really strange. And I don't know. I think maybe she wanted to talk to us. I don't know, but Saint sort of smoothed his way out of it. You know, he did the thing that he does.
Oh yeah, he's good at that.
But listen, Brody, something's not right.
I know somebody's eating live turkey hawks.
I hear that and I'm just like, fuck.
Ignore
What
that
do you mean,
part.
like, what? What you mean? Who's eating what?
Oh,
I said,
I'm gonna-
pop down.
Oh, yeah, yes, Mr. Fart, Mr. Allen.
I'm gonna write a note. I'm gonna like scribble a note real quick and kind of like lean back and drop it on Brody's Brody's desk.
Oh. Unfold it.
Why you gonna be the loudest one?
Hey, Nick, I can't read her handwriting. Can you read this?
All
It
right,
is in cursive.
He's so fancy.
And it has like some, like her eyes has like sunflowers.
So yeah, I think I can make it out.
It says, I'm about to go to the bathroom, but meet me in the hallway. Pass the note.
I will say, because of the ruffling of paper, the next action you all as a team would do will have increased trouble.
Leave it to
So
Brody.
are you trying to stay out of the room to go to the bathroom?
Yeah. I turn behind and Mr. McAllen. Mr. Allen.
Kid, what do you want?
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
No.
Is that a yes?
Why did I have to be substitute teacher today? Go ahead and give me an empathize roll.
Empathize. Okay. All right. I don't think I ever did this before. But I have a high empathize. Let's try. Yikes. I'm so scared.
Nice.
Hi.
Oh, come on, roll 20. Have to look on this one and see. Dope. So yes, not only do you see that we have a Mr. I'm about to start calling him Mr. Farty. Mr. Allen.
Do it.
you
Do
That's
it.
his name.
Mr. Allen kind of roll his eyes, and kind of put his hand on his forehead. But as he leans forward, you start to notice that there is seen a lot of old men before. That definitely a lot of old straggly men before. Never before have you seen an old man with a beard that has a very saggy neck. And he kind of sees you looking at him, and you see him kind of immediately kind of reach back, and he says, "All right, kid, go in here. Get to the bathroom. Be back fast." Just kind of quickly takes the book and kind of brings it up to his face.
I give the guys a thumbs up while he pivots, and I'll just get up and head out the hallway. But I won't. Just like and see and wait to see if anybody comes.
All right. What are the rest of y'all doing?
What did note say?
It said she wants us to meet outside. She's just waiting for us. She doesn't have to actually go to the bathroom. I have an idea. Mr. Allen?
What?
I realized I dropped something in the hallway when we were out going to the office. I dropped my
Oh,
geez.
You can make me a
Oh.
you can make me a would you say this is a straight up charm?
that's not good.
However, depending on other folks trying to go out of the room, if you all are in succession trying to as a group go out, you all can each try and help each other. I will give one DC, one number of success. I will let you know it's definitely higher than one success. Amongst the three of you all, try and make this attempt to get out of the room.
So you want to charm?
Each will explain to me how you would do it, and I'll let you know which one you're rolling for. So yours is charm for sure.
All right, I'll roll my charm. No.
Shite. Boy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, yeah,
go ahead, Saint.
Because I mean, Saint hasn't really seen the note yet, so he's just kind of just getting a sense of what's happening.
I'm sure Eve probably would have like given you a look or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Nick wear glasses?
Sure. That seems right.
Glasses slowly magically appear on his face.
I was gonna say, because if he doesn't, then I would say like, oh, you didn't lose one of your contacts again, did you?
Yeah.
I would probably say that one is more lead.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. That is could potentially be good. Well, that's one.
That's good.
Right?
Good.
And then last up is Brody.
Come on, Brody, you got it.
It shouldn't be left up to me, y'all.
Got
Pretty much everything I've done has just caused this group trouble ever since the start of this whole thing. Mr. Allen, I'm going to be honest. After I was done milking the cows this morning, I think I must have stepped in something pretty rank on my way out through the prairie. Can I go out and scrape this stuff off? Something reeks in here. Using his own scent as my advantage.
I would
Good
say
idea.
that is probably an empathize.
That is a good idea, though.
I would give you empathize.
I'm not very empathetic.
Here's what I'll do. This is a really interesting thing. I'm gonna go to your page. I'm gonna give you a temporary item, which is very funny. I'm pretty sure this is.
Are you gonna put a temporary item in it as Mr. Farty's stink?
It's a rotten egg. Oh no, it's our egg.
Oh no.
Farty stink on my character sheet. That is so good.
There you go.
Yo.
Actually, I'm gonna specify that because I definitely said empathize. There you go.
Okay, here you go. All right, all comes down to this, folks.
You got it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right. Using Mr. Farty's stink against him, you all three kind of managed to kind of confuse him and confuddle him enough. He's just like, just do what you need to do. I just want to finish my book. And as he finishes that, because of everything that went down, he keeps an eye on you, Nicholas, as he kind of slowly brings his book back up. And you see that strange crack of a smile very quickly again as he blinks and then goes back to his book.
What the hell? What is going on here?
I'm just
Lip,
gonna.
I'm scared.
I just kind of put my arm around Nick and be like, yeah. I know you can't see well, so I'll help you look, and rush out.
Yeah, you guys make it out to the hallway. We're just coming out side of the doors. I will say you are probably you all are probably just outside of the classroom proper. You're probably closer to where the cafeteria is here.
Okay.
All right, we gotta find is there like a shit? If we go in the girls' bathroom, that's probably gonna cause problems. Oh man, if only they had gender neutral bathrooms back then.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the many problems with 1984.
Okay. All right, guys, what is happening?
I wish I knew. So, Nick and I, when we were walking back here, we definitely saw somebody who looked exactly like Mr. Allen walk into the cafeteria, and then we got back into the classroom, and he was still in the classroom.
Yeah, I can guarantee you he never left because he was sitting over my
Yeah.
shoulder watching everything we were doing.
Yeah, he never left, guys.
I
And why would the cops want to talk to y'all? Like, what happened?
I really don't know. It was really weird. Officer Harris was just approached us and seemed really strange. I don't even know what it was all about. But I said that we didn't actually know anything, and she told us to just go back to the class because she didn't want us to interfere with our education or whatever, so it's fine.
What is a turkey neck? I mean, what's a turkey hawk? What is that?
Eve, you've never seen a turkey hawk either? Man, I tell you what, you guys need to come over to the farm a little bit longer, and I need to take you. We can go walking and find some turkey hawks.
I know what a hawk and a turkey is, but what is that?
It's kind of like imagine a hawk with a turkey's head.
Hang on. What does this have to do with anything?
Oh, right. Saint,
Talk about
yeah. Yeah, that
turkey?
Brian Mackey said that he saw someone in the woods, and they were eating a live turkey hawk. Like it was still flapping its wings, and feathers going everywhere.
Well, this is Nevada, right?
Okay.
Is that what y'all do? Do y'all eat things live?
Oh, turkey
Brody
hawks are
might.
gross.
In this moment, while you all are talking, you all actually hear the bell ring, signifying the end of the period. And before you guys really notice, the next thing you know, there is a flood of students kind of going through the hallway. And 3 specific things happen that are going to initiate other scenes that I will ask you all about. First
Nice.
off, Eve, Brody, as you all kind of see the crowd of people, you all look around and just kind of take in the fact that classes is changing. And both of you all see the strangest thing happen. Look back behind you, closer to the. You don't even know what that is because I left enough. This direction, you see 2 women kind of laughing and chatting with each other. As a matter of fact, Nicholas, you would notice this too. You would see who you understand to be Miss Jensen and Miss Morris laughing and talking with each other. They walk into what you all would now know, or you would already know before, is the school library.
Mom?
Aunt?
At that same moment, Saint and also Nick, you would see approaching you in this moment is Sadie and Lisa. And then the third thing that you all notice is again Nick and Saint. You would see right behind Lisa and Sadie is Officer Harris, as well as another officer that you all are familiar with, a sheriff that's in this area. Can't think of his name quickly. But one of the town sheriffs. Let me see if I can figure it out. But you see the 2 police officers approaching you. What is everyone doing? I will start with Eve, then Brody, then Saint, then Nick.
Okay, because I just heard him say mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, now did they look like they were younger, older, or it was
It looked like
clearly them?
it was clearly the people that you didn't know.
I'm going to go towards Aunt Rose.
All right, so I have you move in that direction. Where are you going, Brody?
Oh, Brody would beeline it towards his mom.
Yeah, we're both like going.
Yeah, like what?
Like,
What is going on here, y'all?
what's happening?
Oh, that's his name. Detective Mark Whitaker is with Officer Harris, and they are walking towards you, along with Lisa and Sadie. And it seems strange to both of you all. Nick, you would also recognize that it seemed like Miss Jensen was making her way into the library, because you all had that talk before. So you have this moment where you see uh, your favorite librarian going into the library, and you see the individual who you saw last night while you were on drugs, and the person who gave you drugs.
I'm just gonna turn around and walk away. Just like walk the other direction.
So are you walking towards the library, or you're just choosing the... You're
Let me
walking
see.
away from where they're... Because they would be coming
So-
this way.
I am walking away. I'm definitely walking away from the officers and just try to be as casual. I'm just gonna and Lisa too, to be honest. I'm a little scared of her. I'm just gonna turn. I'm gonna tap Saint and point, and then just turn and walk.
So you are headed towards the library, and then Saint. Where are you headed?
How far away are the officers from Lisa and Sadie? Are they like...
You get a sense that with the means of them moving, it seems like they are about to touch the shoulders of the two sisters to move them out of the way to come up and talk to you.
Fudge.
Do a 180.
I
Just do a 180.
I want to do like a signal just with the eyes of like freaking follow me this way, and I'm going to turn out I want to try to like sneak into like another classroom or like somewhere that...
There's a door right here for that class right there. Lucky for you, that is the next class that you're going. What's weird is that you will be in that class maybe 5 minutes early. Since there's like a 5-10 minute gap between each class, so you'd probably be a whole 10 minutes way too early.
Which is perfect. So I want to like try to find an empty classroom, hopefully. But I want to see if I can try to lead
Sneak out.
Lisa and Sadie there without drawing the officer's attention. That seems like it's not going to happen.
This high school's very generous with in between class time, man. I tell you what, that 3 minutes I used to have was just.
Bruh, I had the same 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I would say I'm trying to figure out how you would do this. Make a sneak first to see if you would get away from the cops.
Ooh, come on, Saint. Come on, Saint.
Come on, you got this.
Oh no.
Well, bruh. Oh, you have a condition.
Oh, I do have
Oh,
a condition. I'm still scared.
Yeah, like that's a good question. Like mechanics wise, Lip, how do we get rid of conditions? Like if we had if they slept, would they have slept off the condition, or how does that work in this game?
I would say for this circumstance, because it makes sense for you, Saint, that... Hold on, I just want to check and make sure that I know what is your anchor?
My anchor is Sadie.
Yeah, he cannot heal it because he needs to be around Sadie to heal it. So assuming that Sadie goes into the room to be able to heal it,
Gotcha.
and he would take that.
Which is why I really need to talk to her right now.
But then on top of that, you all can also go to your hideout and spend a scene in your hideout.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I remember you saying that now. Thanks.
Yeah.
The only problem is that you guys weren't able to go to the hideout last night because things went down.
Wow. It went sour.
Sideways. Okay.
Cody, what's your anchor?
I think my mom and dad in the ranch.
Okay. I will probably say you could, when you get back home, you would be able to take that cure.
Okay, gotcha.
So in that, you go to try and go into the next classroom, and as you're as you get to the door of the next classroom, there is Lisa, who sees that you're walking away, and she's like, "Hey, cutie, don't leave yet." And the officer looks over in the direction that she kind of calls out at, and they see you going to the class. And so as that's happening, the officer, Lisa, Sadie, all kind of come towards you into that classroom that you're walking into.
Yikes.
And as
Right.
These were two different things that were supposed to happen completely separately. We'll do it live.
So we'll do it live.
that is going to be it's that'll be a separate thing, but you all make your way into the library. You could go ahead and push yourself into the library area.
So Nick, so I'm with Brody and Nick, because me and Brody saw our guardians. I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Essentially,
All right. So is this the library up here?
you walk in, and as you open the door, you see a number of folks kind of like looking through books, kind of looking for certain things. It's very quiet in this room, and you notice, to make things even stranger for you, you see Mr. Allen behind the desk, checking out a book.
I didn't see him walk in here, right? Because he was in the back of the class and we were in front
I
of
would say
the
it was
door.
harder. It was harder for you to see if he like walked out of the room or not. But it is all types of craziness because you would have known the timing for him to leave the class, race to the
Yeah.
library, and get behind it, and then also check out a book at the same time. Leaves Lily no time.
Hey,
Um,
go ahead, Eve.
She's just gonna move a little closer to Brody since he's like the oldest. And she's like, he must have some really fast legs, or he. Are we in a cartoon? Like Scooby Doo.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Nick. Hey, will you go back to biology and see if Mr. Allen's still in that room?
So remember the thing with the police officers?
Yeah.
I saw them in the hallway, so I just kind of ran in
What
here.
what is wrong with this day, y'all?
Wait,
But you know what?
I saw Auntie Rose here. I thought Auntie Rose came in here.
Let me.
Yeah, I'm looking
Miss
around.
Jensen.
Is my mama anywhere?
Yeah, do we see our family?
Well, both can make me an investigate roll.
Oh boy.
All right, let's do it. Come on, let's do it, Brody. We got it.
Investigate.
Into the mystery,
I have a
everybody.
high investigate. Hopefully this works. This is one of the highest scores I have.
I'm glad you do. There you go. Nice. Well, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
Scooby Doo.
There we go, folks.
Listen, she watched a lot of Scooby Doo.
So I will assume that you will use one of your successes to give to another kid, so both of you all will be successful.
Yes.
You can
Thank you,
also. So the next time that you investigate to look for Mrs. Morris, you will automatically succeed. And also remember, you did this last time as well. The next time that you were charming Mrs. Morris, you automatically succeed.
Nice. You rolled 8 dice compared to my 1. That was crazy.
She's really smart. She's a smart girl. She's just weird as hell, but she's smart.
As this is happening, you look around and you see between the books that is your aunt, Miss Rose Morris, looking through one of the books, and she's still having a conversation with Miss Jensen.
I walk up to her.
Brody would be right there beside.
She did say don't call her Auntie Rose, so she kind of, before she's about to say aunt, she says, Mrs. Norris, I thought you wasn't coming in today.
I had to take a break for a moment. I'm fine now. Is there something that you need?
Oh, I was just wanted to check up on you. Are you okay?
I feel like this conversation is inappropriate, but we are. You need to get to your classes immediately.
I just wanted to get a book and just wanted to see if you was okay.
Make finding that book quick. She looks at you.
Now, does this seem like the general type of tone that you usually give me, since she usually is like this, or is it a
Make
little bit
me
more?
a comprehend check.
All right, because I did break her thing. I didn't do it, but she don't know that. You said comprehend?
Mhm.
Okay, this is not that high as my investigate, but let's try.
Ooh,
You
Brainy.
know
Look at that.
rolling.
she was pretty upset last night. When you start to walk away, you realize the way that the conversation ended, she actually said that she wanted best for you, and she talked about you
Yeah,
and how she wanted
yeah.
to have a moment with you be a bit more successful. You got a sense that she wasn't angry in that moment. She
Yeah,
actually was
because we did say
a
we
bit.
love each other at the end.
Yeah. So now that you think about it, surprisingly, it's also strange that the door was closed in the morning because you got a sense that walking out of that room, she had kind of found some sense of resolve. So to kind of retract back seems a bit out of character. But again, know that this is her behavior. She does this quite often, but it does seem off. In doing so, actually, Brody, before you're paying attention and you're trying to back off, um, you notice that you do this thing that kind of gets under her skin. You kind of click your teeth in a certain way when you get nervous. She's called you out on it numerous times because she's noticed that you've done it, and she said it's very detrimental for your dental health. Um, so as you're doing it, you realize it, and then you notice as you're doing it, she isn't saying anything about it.
Brody's also going to look at his mom, who's standing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does she look normal? Like, does she
Looks
look
exactly
like she's not
looks like
like looking in her arms? Does it look like she hasn't like had any like bruises from being stuck with like IVs or anything like
you.
that? Or
You would have to make me an investigate check.
oh, great! All right, here we go. Yep, that's what I thought.
Oh.
But that was so.
Actually,
Oh dang.
she's wearing her flannel jacket, and it's kind of rolled. It's all the way rolled down and buttoned up.
Yeah, and honestly,
Her
out of
hair.
character, that's a little too smart for Brody to think anyway, so it probably is a good thing.
But the thing is that your initial thought to check, you go to like try and hug her and like see if you can fill out for anything. But as you go to hug her,
Mama,
you actually
you're
get
supposed to be in the hospital, Mama. What are you doing here at the school?
you get a pushback, and she says, "Not now," I said. Having a conversation. We're adults. What's wrong with you? I thought you were supposed to be a good boy today.
I have been, Mama. I've been keeping out of trouble. Even brought my Bible with me today, and pulls out his Bible. one of those little pocket ones.
I would have expected you to not go around and being so disrespectful to people. You see, I'm having a conversation with Miss Morris. She told me that you were going to be a good student today.
Yes,
Told me that
yes.
you were going to do well this year. I'm so disappointed.
Well,
And she actually goes to grab Miss Morris and walks away from you.
I look right at Eve and said she used that word, that disappointed word.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like that word.
they seem. Do you think they
Brody,
seemed
I hate to
off?
say this, but I will give you.
Oh no.
I already have scared.
Yeah.
Oh
Am I
no.
earning another condition?
Say, with that interaction,
Yeah.
you're gonna gain angry, but I'm gonna change that one. I'm just for everybody. When I say angry, I'm thinking of it that that upset you pretty bad.
Like hurt or
Yeah.
There
yeah.
is a condition called broken. I think it's
No,
more of
no,
like
that's
a.
like
title.
I think it's more of like
Broken
a
is when all of
physical, like. Oh, is that like okay?
so
Like
how
when they're all
broken
full.
happens is you get all of them and they're filled up, you then become broken.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like a mental break, like you
Yeah.
just
Yes.
become depressed or something.
Kick you.
That. Oh jeez. Did they seem kind of off to you though?
Yeah, Mama don't usually talk like that to me. I mean, she does fuss at me a little bit, but
Yeah, and didn't you say your mom was in the hospital?
yeah, she was in it. The doctor said they had to induce a coma. So, does that mean
That
that
doesn't seem right.
I need to get out of here. I really need to go to the hospital and see if she's there.
You want to just leave school?
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
Oh shit!
You gonna
I'm
bail?
gonna go with Brody.
You gonna bail with me?
Well, my aunt did say
Nick
stick with Brody, so I'm kind of listening to her.
is also with you all, so this could be a moment where you all are
In trouble.
group trouble.
Nick, you coming?
I'm like looking out the door to see if I see the police officers. What are you talking about?
Nick, I'm
All
gonna tell
right,
you.
I'll distract them.
Usually when I see people with cops, they get out of Dodge very quickly. So maybe you should just, and you can't talk to them without a parent. Don't talk to them without a parent. That's what my mama told me.
Is it like a law?
Yeah, it's a law. Apparently we're minors.
Okay.
We're kids. We can't talk to cops by ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I think.
We gotta get out of here.
All right,
This is
yeah,
bogus.
we need to go.
We gotta go.
All right, I think the coast is clear. Let's run. There's a lot of kids in the hall. We can probably sneak through.
Or we can get out the window. How high the windows are?
Well,
we're bailing out the window of this place. This is great.
You only have
Listen, that inner city kid.
Yeah. So it is pretty possible that you can get throughout the windows. It's going to probably take a little bit of finessing because there are some that have bars on them, and the ones that don't have bars on them are kind of smaller. I would say, how tiny and nimble is everybody?
Yeah, Brody ain't gonna get through that. No way.
How would we know how nimble are we? Is it like our body?
You would just tell me, yeah, just their body type of person. Do you think that you would be able to fit through? Maybe. You guys know those bathroom windows? Have you ever been?
Yeah. I ain't gonna fit through that. I'm not gonna fit through that. I already know what you're talking about. Nope.
Also have this last kind of, because that all kind of happened within like maybe 3 minutes. You still have the last like 2 minutes to try and see if you can use the crowd to get out through the front door.
Wow.
Let's use the crowd.
Okay.
All right.
Brody, take your hat off.
Take my hat off? Are you nuts?
No, I mean, as long as you don't have anything underneath there, but take it off. That way, no one can spot you.
Oh, good thinking. Good thinking. Brody takes off his hat, and he does have something underneath, but you can't tell because he turns it over immediately and he like hides it.
Is that our child?
Is that Bowie?
No.
Is that Bowie?
No, don't you worry about it, y'all. Let's just go.
It's very reassuring.
All right, I guess we're gonna try to sneak with the clouds.
1 second.
Oh yikes!
Here you go. So you all will together make a group roll of sneak. As you all are doing that, I'm going to switch on over to this little fun situation with Saint.
Oh,
uh, Lisa comes over and she kind of grabs you by the hand. She's like, "So, how are you doing today?"
That's Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I am like just kind of pressed up against the wall, like still kind of looking down, like trying to like disguise myself from the officers, like trying to like use them as cover. I'm just like, I'm doing fine. I heard you wanted to talk to me.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, like, what are you doing after school? Maybe later tonight. And Sadie is like, kind of walking up, and she, before you can even answer, she's like, "Hey, are we still on for the arcade today?"
Yeah, that of course. For sure.
So, I was gonna go and grab something to eat right after class. We can kind of go together if you want. And Sadie turns like to you, and you just see her go like this.
Crap.
Because this is all kind of happening to you, it's really sad. But you don't even get a chance to respond to either of that before both police officers came and just kind of stopped to talk to you and it's like, "Excuse me, son. You had reason to believe that you were out and about last night." And both Sadie and Lisa turn to like look at you like questionably. Uh, Officer Harris, standing next to the other officer, looks at you and says,
I'm not sure what you're talking about, sir.
uh, "We were just wondering. There's been some disappearances of individuals and strange sightings of mishaps happening in the woods. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?" And then Officer Harris, who was shaking her head no, stops and turns a head towards you, questionably. But then Lisa looks at you and very emphatically shakes her head
So much happening right now. At this point, I'm still just kind of answering honestly. It's just like, yeah, no, I haven't really heard anything about that. I don't know.
This is I'm setting a very unique kind of challenge level for this, but make me an emphasize roll. Would give you an item, but there's nothing that I can give you for this. It was like genuine confusion as an actual item.
Oh, wait. Oh, thank goodness.
You try to speak up, and you start to see bullets kind of the sweat. Oh my god, got completely tongue-tied. You start to sweat bullets, and Sadie sees what's going on and kind of catches weird eye glances from everybody, and so she turns. She's like, I'm sorry, but is he like in trouble for some reason?" And the officer's like, no, we are just asking questions." And Sadie stops and is like, "I think that you can't ask somebody questions unless like there's an adult around us. And also, I feel like it's kind of strange you're kind of cornering us in a classroom to talk to us about stuff."
Let me Sadie.
And the officer's like, we're not cornered." And without saying another word, he just kind of backs out and just like walks away. Uh, Officer Harris, before walking away, turns to you and she mouths the words, "You," and then keeps on going. Sadie turns. She's like, What was that all about? Are you outlaw in this town?
Uh, I honestly don't know. There's been so much weird stuff happening. I actually wanted to talk to you about what's been going on because it's just some weird stuff that we've been seeing lately.
Lisa turns in. She's like, "Oh, what?"
Uh, uh, I kind of like
Both you
like
and
turn
kind of
between
a
the
moment.
two like really rapidly.
Lady notices your face and just kind of turns like, Lisa, could you give us a second, please? And this is like, oh, no problem. He stands there for a couple of moments. He's like, alone, maybe? And he's like, oh, okay. All right. All right. And she just does that all the way out of the room.
Oh boy.
And he kind of scratches the back of her neck. She's like, I'm sorry about that. But
Fine.
yeah, what's going on?
I don't even know where to start. But we've just been seeing like some people have been acting really strange. Like Miss Morris has just I don't even know. She just is like really pissed off at me for everything. And I've been trying to uh, get on her good side, and everything that I do, she just seems like really upset. And then uh, for whatever reason, she didn't show up today, and then Mr. Allen was substituting. And last night, me and Nick were walking over to Eve's place because we were working on a project. Anyway, we saw, swear we saw a body, and it looked like Mr. Allen. And then he was in class today, and then we saw him walking into the cafeteria while he was still in the class. I don't know. It's just been really freaky. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't know.
You want to get out of here?
Uh, like right now?
Sure.
I mean, we still have class though.
It's just American literature. I could tell you the books that we're reading. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to tutor someone in this class.
uh, okay. I mean, yeah. If you where are we going?
She reaches her hand out and grabs yours, and she's like, just trust me. She kind of pulls you out of the classroom. I'm going to bring this back to the map, our main map. I also turn the unit down just a little bit. And when we move into the town that we know as Boulder City, we see that they decided to ditch school for the time being, and they're making their way to the Boulder City Hospital, just a little bit of ways away. But they're planning on taking more of a scenic route up to our houses over here because it seems like our friends want to check in on Mrs. Morris at the Morris household to see if they can find any duplicates there as well. Um, you all make it over to the house, and from what I'm understanding, it's Nick, it's Eve, and it's Brody, correct? We
Yes.
had our friend Saint go off with Sadie, and we'll come back to that story in a bit. But as you all kind of walk up to the house, you see that the house is still intact. The door is closed and locked. There's no lights on inside the house.
Do I see my aunt's car?
The driveway is empty.
Okay.
Nick, do you remember where that body was last night?
Yeah, it was it was like it was on the way coming from I'm like trying to like triangulate. I was like on the way coming from your ranch, and that was like I think it's like down this road here.
Guys,
But it's
go
not there.
and you walk back to that area, and you kind of give yourself some. As a matter of fact, I would say, Nick, because you were a little inhibited, go ahead and make me a calculate check. See if you can calculate the exact location of where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Nice.
make your way. It takes you a while, but you finally get to it, and you see that that area there was like a nice little corner. You remember that the sidewalk pavement had a little crack that made like a perfect V, and you remember like I'm gonna write a poem about that V there, and it pointed almost at the body on the ground, and there's nothing there.
I swear it was here, Brody. Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing.
Is this
Let's go back.
is this where you said the body?
Yeah, Eve. This is
Yeah.
where that the body of that Mr. Farty, Mr. Allen was. We need to check. We need to check and see if your auntie, Miss Morris, is in that house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a tree where I can climb up to my room or not? Like, is there like a way?
It's your world. You all are creating it, so yeah, there definitely is one.
All right. Yeah, there's like a tree by her window because it's like a 2-story house, right?
Mm.
Okay. But it's probably like one of those like desert trees or something. Can I?
Brody
The thing
sees
that's
what
weird
she's
about this world that I'm
thinking.
gonna say-
Brody sees what she's tracking. And says, I can help you up there.
Okay. Because I don't know if I should go straight through the front door just in case.
Did you see if it was locked?
No, I guess I should, huh?
But
I'm gonna go up. to the
I'm
door.
fine with the tree route too. I mean,
Because that way I don't have to go up the steps and I can just go through my room. And I'm going to check the door first. I am going to go check the door to see if it's locked.
You go to touch the door and turn it, and it opens.
Okay. The door is open, guys.
and the car's gone.
Yeah, Auntie Rose would never leave the door open. Never.
Something must have happened to her. You better go in there and see if she's okay.
Hey, guys, I just gotta say something. I know this is crazy, but when I met Mr. Allen in the library, he like pinched my finger like really, really hard. Like I thought he was gonna break my thumb off. I just
You
be
think
careful.
he hurt my aunt? You think he hurt Auntie?
I don't know. I mean, we just saw her. Unless something. I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
No, probably. I didn't watch. No.
Maybe.
Is that like a new movie or something?
I think it was from the 60s, wasn't it? Original?
I try not
Yeah,
to watch
it
serious
is.
movies.
Not
Yes.
40s.
Yes. Yes, it is a real one. It's definitely a movie. 26.
Anyways,
It was definitely a movie.
I just think something's. I don't know. Just be careful. I don't know.
Would you guys come in with me?
Oh, sure, Eve. I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm gonna go inside.
This is weird music. I just realized this is weird music for what you guys are doing right now. As a matter of fact, go ahead and narrate your story, and I'll continue on.
Okay. So Eve will go inside. Once she enters, she's going to there's like a little closet, like a little closet when you first enter. Um she's going to open it and see if she can find an umbrella.
Make me an investigate check.
Okay. Just something to protect myself with because I am scared as hell. Oh god, I'm nervous. Oh my god, what if you hurt my aunt? You said investigate?
Hmm?
Alright, she's smart. Okay.
Nice. Uh, you're very familiar with this closet. You Oh God, no. Okay, I'm sorry. um, I just rolled for a random item, and they gave me some wild things. So I'm gonna change that. I'm
Okay.
gonna put this in your character sheet
Alright.
here. So you gain.
Brody's
Today.
just gonna look at Eve and say, "What are you gonna do with that?"
What is it? What is it? Oh my god, what is in what's the item? A singular ski? Um,
So you
well,
pull
Eve
out
is kind
a
of slippery.
long kind of stick. You see that it doubles at the tip and has a point, and the other end has like a base section. You have yourself
Uh,
a singular ski.
Where's the other one of those? Isn't there two?
probably if you can find it. I
Before
just
you all
grabbed
do
it.
much more investigation inside of the closet, you all start to hear, and I don't know if we are going to hear this on Twitch, but I'll try and make sure that it's clear. You hear this.
Oh,
And it sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
is that the TV?
I'm not quite
Oh,
sure.
Do you have a
oh,
TV? Do you have a TV in your room, Eve?
no, I have a boombox, but I don't play that. Okay.
Are you sure?
Okay. All right. Bullshit, guys. All right. I don't know who's up there, but I never heard Auntie Rose listen to it. I gotta go. I gotta see if Auntie is up there. But
Eve, Eve, you want me to go first?
please, you're bigger. I'm not like a coward or nothing.
No,
I mean,
I didn't say you were, Eve. I just, to be honest, I'm as scared as you are.
okay. I got your back. But do you want to hold this or no? I'll hold it. Just
You can choose to
you hold
pass the
that.
item over.
Brody gets his pocket-sized Bible out and he squeezes it harder.
all right. I'll go right up after you. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Did
Right.
he?
Are you sneaking up the stairs?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
I don't want these stairs to creak at all.
Well, go and make me sneak check.
Oh, I'm so scared. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, Nick.
Nick, are you coming?
Yeah. I was looking towards the door. Yeah. Yeah.
Leave
Let's
it
go.
open
Let's
just
go.
in case we might need to run out.
Okay.
Nice.
We good. We good, yeah.
You each make it up the stairs. You're using the crick from the records to kind of use for the creaking of the stairs. You all make it up to the top of the stairs, and it sounds like it's coming from her room, which is closed.
It's closed.
Hmm?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hey! Look, Eve. Have you ever seen? Nick was talking about movies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that movie? I think it's called like the Exorcist.
Oh,
You
yeah.
you ever seen
Yeah,
that
I've seen
movie?
that.
I
I
wa-
closed my eyes on most of it, but I've seen it.
Well, there's like a verse somewhere in here that's supposed to be like the power of Christ compels you or something like that. Do you remember what page that might be on?
Psalms 23. I'm not sure.
Hey, that'll work. That'll work.
As you turn the page, you all hear a rough shift in wood on wood kind of rock in that room.
You feel that?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Get that ski
Okay.
ready.
All right. Okay.
Oh boy, this is
You
hilarious.
know what?
Hey, Eve, I got it. Get ready with the ski.
She's
I'm, I'm gonna open the door. Okay? Just get it ready.
All right.
And if anything comes flying out of that room, you hit it with the ski.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Nick, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Brody goes to the door. Handle in one hand, Bible in the other. And he's going to attempt to just like open the door like super fast and then like hide behind it.
And I'm like on the other side like this.
As soon as you open the door, the music stops. You hear a window glass shatter. You turn, Eve, and to your right, just immediately inside the door, is a figure that's standing. How tall are you as a kid?
Okay, as a kid, she's 14, but she is very lanky. So she's like 5'4".
At five
She's
five
pretty
four,
lanky.
you see somebody towering maybe about 4 or 5 inches taller than you. And as you turn to look this figure in the face, there is a black mask over this person with a long trench coat, and the person tries to push you back. You all were announcing that you're swinging, so go ahead and make me that force check.
She is. She said it's a robber. Okay, fourth. All right.
You can roll your ski. You can roll your singular ski.
Okay. All right. Please, Jesus Christ, help me.
You take a swing at this creature and you hit it in the face, and it's a hardened black. It looks very shiny, maybe like it's this hard plastic mask. There's no features on the mask. It's just like a cover over. And as you hit it, it cracks in, and you see one piece comes loose, and underneath you see a bunch of patches of hair and some strange like blood that's kind of dripping from one side. It goes to cover its face and shoves you back. You see somebody had already just jumped out the window, and you see that he goes to jump himself. And as he kind of gets out to the window, you look out to the other side and you turn and you see two individuals with long black trench coats, one holding its face. The other one seems to be an individual with a hat, a trench coat, and that same black mask. And he looks at you and then you see it go like this. They run off into what seems to be the woods.
Battle
At this
run. This New York territory.
as you are also saying that out loud, you all see uh, Nicholas probably see through the window. Seems to be a cop car pulling up to the house.
Oh, it's the cops.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
someone just broke in though. Someone just broke in. I live here, and
We broke in.
But this is my house. No, I let you guys in. This is my house.
The front door was open. What are we
I
gonna
don't
do?
think that's how it works.
What are we gonna do?
See that there's the car is pulling up to the driveway.
I dropped the
slowly
ski.
parking.
Out the window. I go towards my room.
As you're looking to go out the window, you look down and you see where you dropped the ski. There is a number of different pools of blood, and you see footsteps that go out to the window.
Wait. They coming towards the window, or they going away from
Where the person jumped out, you see that there's multiple bloodied footsteps that went to the window.
Gosh, Eve, you really busted that guy up.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, I had some people back in the Bronx that taught me some stuff, but we got to get out of here.
What would Saint do?
Hey, we can go. Yeah, that's a good question. What would Saint do? We can go back. We can go back to the farm if we need to go back to the farm before the hospital.
Yeah.
You all
Out
hear
my window.
the creaking of the first floor opening, and you hear somebody saying, "Hello? Anybody in here? Oh!" And they're starting to make their way towards the stairs.
Don't answer.
I lead them to my room.
Don't answer.
Everybody making a sneak roll.
More sneaking.
Woo! Woo!
There we go. Oh, we did it again. We did it again.
We the good squad, yo.
You all, one by one, are walking into the hallway, and kind of like perfect timing for things. You see that the stairs come up, and then police officer stops to hear something behind him, and that's the moment that Eve goes across into her room, and she holds the door. She stops the next person. He takes a couple more steps up. He goes to look inside the bathroom. You gesture Nick to run, and Nick kind of moves over, and then when he comes back, he hears a noise. He's walking closer and closer to the room where Brody's still in, and you point in a direction away from where the cop is, and Brody kind of questionably looks over and sees a bathroom. And as he goes to kind of like inch over to the bathroom, he notices what you're referring to. The bathroom has two doors on either side. And as he comes in, Brody goes through the bathroom and he slowly kind of gets the door shut. And you hear the police officer radio in, "I'm gonna need some backup here." And as that's happening, the two of you, Brody meets up with the other two, and you guys are now at the window. What are you doing at the window?
We're gonna have to climb down the street. I practice this just in case I might have to. In case Ariel come by.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go quick. They're calling in backup, y'all. Backup.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to each make a move to get down this tree.
Move check. Is that what it is? Oh,
I'm so scared.
Oh.
All right, I didn't make mine yet. Just a move.
Yep.
All right, please give me two.
Oh my gosh, I broke the string.
So in this order, Brody sees the tree, sees the window, looks at you, nods assuredly, and you see him just kind of go and grabs one branch, and he kind of uses the weight of himself in the branch to kind of bend his way down to the ground. He grabs the stock of the tree, and he kind of shimmies down to the ground. You see that happening, and you look back, and you go to usher Nick to go to himself, and he goes to try and grab the same branch, but he misses, and his hands kind of go through. He slips forward, and the back of his pants gets hooked by one of the branches, and he ends up just ornament treeing on on the tree, and it starts to creak and crack and snap. The voice behind you, you hear, "Wait, who's there? Stop! Freeze!" And you go to jump yourself, and as you grab the branch, you grab the same branch that he's just kind of like butt over tea kettle, and the tree branch snaps, and you all kind of fall on top of Brody. The police officer comes out the window and sees the three of you all. He's like, "Wait, stop! Don't go! Where are you? Stay where you are!" And he starts to make his way down the stairs towards you all.
Run. Scatter.
Scatter. I love it.
Scatter.
I'm assuming you all are all just running.
Brody's gonna listen to Eve, and he's just gonna take off in a direction. He's just gonna pick one and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might look for something to grab on the way, just like have like if there's like a shovel laying in the backyard or anything. You know?
Everybody roll me a move check again, and this is just for my own personal use.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
All right, well, Brody, I
can't hang with this. I'm not good enough.
I will say that the tricky part for Nick is that as Eve screams "scatter," you all start taking off in a certain direction, and Nick goes to step, and his pants fall down on his ankles, and he's trying to grab his pants and try and wiggle his way out of the space. He gets away, but you will definitely take your third, check. Well, your second check, I believe. You'll take scared.
Oh my god.
There's not a mortified option.
Completely appalled in this moment. However, Brody, I'm gonna remove. I've been giving you like temporary items. I'm gonna stop doing that. But you do gain this.
Okay, gotcha.
And
I'm
you
gonna
all
run
take
in
off.
the direction of the hospital because
And
I
that-
assume we're still going to the hospital.
Yeah, I would assume that you all try and make your way over to the hospital, knowing that that's the next goal where you're all trying to head to.
Yeah.
Saint, tell me a little bit about your fun day playing hooky with Sadie.
I feel like what initially comes to mind is Saint would want to just get away from people as much as possible, so they'd probably go to like the little batch of woods that they would always hang out in when they were younger, and just go into their little adventures. But they just like kind of take a walk, and Saint just talks through everything that's happened in the last day. Like running with the police officers, seeing the body, all the things with Morris and the egg and everything. Yeah, basically just kind of get everything off of his chest. Be like, I don't know, it's just been so crazy, I don't even know what to think anymore.
She lets all of that kind of like unload, and you see her slightly chuckle a bit. She's like, "Never were one for a boring day, were you?"
I mean, I guess not. I mean, this seems a little extreme even for me.
It does sound pretty crazy. I will tell you this: if anybody can get through this, you definitely can. Just gotta, you know, use that intelligent brain of yours. And she kind of punches you on the shoulder.
Like, shrink back, rub it. Yeah, well, I'm doing what I can. I just don't even know what to think anymore. And like, Miss Morris especially, it's just been, I don't know, I feel like she's been getting under my skin. Uh, it's like she can see
She's all
through
bark
me.
but no bite. Trust me. I get that from a lot of people. Going to high school in Vegas, you don't get to know folks, especially in elementary, or the worst. Just want to see you succeed, and just don't really know how to talk to children. Um, I have found this out as much. People who push like that have pretty deep stories, and probably is making it more about them than it is about you. Whatever it is, you gotta find who you are.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're probably right. Um, I hadn't thought about it that way.
Dad's still your dad.
Yeah, he's still. I mean, you know him. He's in his own business all the time. We hardly really talk much.
Oh, I do wish the best for you. Kind of goes to hold your hand again. It's good seeing you again. Now that we're back in the same town again, we can hang out more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been really good. Uh, Thanks for this. Anyway, it's been nice to have somebody to talk to about all this stuff. Um, and I mean, we're still good for the arcade.
Of course. Actually, I was gonna ask you something. Thinking about that. Um, listen, and actually says that he breaks your attention to see within the woods area a certain individual who has his pants around his knees running through the forest. And she kind of stops too. She's like, "Isn't that your friend?"
Yeah. Um, I. This is weird, but I feel like I I should
Don't worry about
go
it.
talk to
We'll
him.
talk later. Yeah, go for it. It's no problem. And she just like scratches her head and just kind of gestures you away.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Yeah, I'll see you at the arcade. And so you kind of run away.
Yeah,
Zane!
I catch up to Nick. Nick, where are you go? What happened to you?
It's crazy. I don't even know how to say what happened. We went to Miss Morris's house and we saw like a person with a mask, and Eve hit him in the face with a ski. And then I fell out of a window and my pants got ripped off. It was just I don't know, but we saw the police. I think they saw us and they told us to stop, but we tried to think what you would tell us to do, so we just ran. We thought that would be the right thing, and then I don't know. I
Well,
think. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't really know. But okay. I mean, where are the others? Do you know?
I don't know. We just kind of scattered. I think. I know that we were going to meet at the hospital at some point, so maybe the others went to the hospital. I just started running.
Well, I mean that doesn't seem like a bad idea. We circle back over to the hospital. Maybe we can catch up to them.
Yeah, I think that's probably that makes sense to me.
I would say this, Saint, before you all kind of end this scene, you do notice that Nick is looking a bit hurt, damaged emotionally before you all start heading to the hospital. You see that he keeps on kind of like turning shy away from you, like looking at him with his literal pants around his ankles. You could take this moment to say some inspiring words to him.
I will do my best to do that. Like, hey, so I mean, I was dealing with my own stuff, but you know, I'm glad you guys were thinking about trying to find Miss Morris, and you know, with everything we've seen, it's hard to even know what's happening anymore. So it was pretty cool of you guys to go back there, even after all we saw.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it was really, I don't even know what's going on. It's so messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know, Saint, we needed you there, man, but
yeah, I kind of
I'm glad we're back.
Kind of got cornered by the police myself at the school. I mean, they didn't really say anything to me. They just wanted to know what I saw. I feel like they knew something about the body. I think that's what it was about. That they wanted to know if I saw something. I mean, but like, what are they trying to hide it? I don't know. Well, let's try and find the others, I guess.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make a lead roll. The successes you get will heal the conditions for Nick.
Sweet. Is hoping.
See.
Oh boy! And
It's the pants,
I just got rid of my condition, so I'm just rolling eight dice straight up.
Well, at least it wasn't a negative.
I will ask this: you are not 15 years old yet, right?
Me, I am 14.
So you can choose right now to use your luck point to re-roll immediately.
Ooh.
And you can use your lighter, because you also have your lighter to give you some bonus points as well.
I do have the lighter. Yeah, I'm gonna use my luck because Nick looks pretty bad. He looks like
I'm like pulling my pants up and like can't quite.
Yeah.
Broken.
So I'm gonna roll again, and that was lead. Okay, yeah, that's right.
You can actually roll the lighter.
Okay. So I just like reach into my pocket and squeeze hold of my lucky lighter. Oh, hey, there we go.
That's much better.
Wow.
Good old trusty lighter.
You know, I do feel a lot better. I think if we stick together, you know, I think you're right. It was we were very brave doing that, but now that we got you, we're a real team.
With that extra success too, you actually find some tweed kind of laying about in the woods where you guys are, and you help them kind of ration a belt for the moment, and you kind of tie it looks a little bit like Goofy with the pants are kind of and police have a full. He can make it into the hospital with the rest of you all. Um, each of you, one by one, make your way towards the hospital area. However, as you get close, it seems like there are a number of police officers kind of circling the area as well as ambulances. You all kind of get close and you hear one woman screaming out, "They just lunged at me! They just came at me from nowhere! What is even happening? What is going on? I'm just so afraid!" And she kind of like races out the area, and you hear one of the police officers radio in, "We have a runner! We have a runner!" And then there's another police officer that comes and catches her and tries to bring her back. And you start to notice in certain directions they are actually trying to like bind people in the straitjackets as they kind of either put them onto a white wagon or they're going back into the building to talk to different medical professionals. You see that there seems to be quite a bit of hullabaloo that's going on in the lobby. Guys are just looking around.
Eve starts getting a little nervous about seeing everybody like running, and it kind of like throws some flashbacks. She's just like, I don't know if we can go in yet, guys. There's a lot of cops here.
Brody takes his hat, takes it off, and he's taken, and you can see there's something leaking, like out from underneath his hat, down off of him from when you guys fell on him from the house.
No.
It's our son.
He's like picking.
Toby.
Well, I don't see. Saint still has ours, doesn't he? These were the ones I took from the fridge this morning, just in case.
These.
Yeah. Well, these.
Brody, how many did you have under there?
Well, I can fit about 8.
You didn't.
But I snuck in one more just in case. That's why my hat wasn't fitting just right today.
Brody, you didn't put all of your eggs in one basket, did you?
Love it.
Well, there were still 4 more in the dozen. It's all good.
All right. Well,
but dang, you got to make sure you keep that one safe because now we don't have any backups. But
well, I guess this was the whole reason to have backups. So,
you all notice in the hullabaloo of everybody talking, you freaking out. Just to the back alley of the hospital, you, Eve, you particularly see one of those masked figures kind of looking in your direction. And then as soon as he sees you make eye contact, he runs off.
Okay. I think I just saw one of the muggers. The people that was in my house.
Was it just one?
what?
Just one. I don't know if that was the one that I had hit. But he definitely saw me.
Yeah, well, you're right, Eve. I don't think we're going to get any closer to the hospital. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Mama. I have no idea what Dr. Marcus is up to in there. But there's some kind of shady business going on around here. Do you think we can catch that guy?
I mean, he's kind of tall. I don't really have the ski anymore.
Well, I got this, and I show you the stick I grabbed out of the backyard.
You get a sense that it's not the weakest stick. You get a sense that you could probably use it. It's about a very light baseball bat, a very, very light.
Okay.
One of those toy baseball bats.
I mean, I guess we do have power in numbers.
Well, Eve,
now.
if you're worried about it, I think my dad keeps his hunting rifle at home.
Like a gun? Like you gonna get a gun?
I got it. My pa has a gun. I have a gun.
You can shoot a gun?
Eve, where have you been? I'm a hunter. It's what I do.
Well, maybe we, I don't know if we need to resort to all that. I feel like we just need some answers
But what if he
first.
has a gun? What if he has? I don't want to go up there and he has a
You
gun and
all are
we ain't got none.
there talking, and you see a car pull up, a cop car pull up,
Oh
and
fuck!
out of the car steps out for both of you all who are watching. Why do I keep doing this? You see Detective trying to use players' names, and I just don't know it. It doesn't stick very well. I have to remember I get it. Detective Mark Whittaky and Officer Harris step out, and Officer Harris is the first one to recognize you two, Nick and Saint, and she, seeing you two, kind of like taps on the top of the car, and she starts saying something to Detective Whittaky, and he turns away from you all. You now have this very split second to do something.
Run!
Like, we should move.
Let's
We should move.
run, run to the hideout. Let's go
Yeah.
to the hideout.
I'll
We gotta
go.
go to the hideout.
I'll do what Saint
Yeah,
says.
that's a good idea.
Okay,
cool.
yeah. You guys make your way out, and I would just say, no, I won't have you guys roll for that. You all make it to.
Thank God.
Um, because we've officially gotten to this location, why don't you all tell me about this hideout?
Oh yeah, we never actually
Yeah,
got
we
there.
never
Yeah, we never actually made it to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
we tried and then that happened. Oh wow.
Well, we said it's an old
It's a
abandoned
warehouse,
warehouse, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a abandoned warehouse. I mean, I feel like it's probably like 2 or 3 floors, and like boarded up windows. Um,
There's a
just
big
like
tree in it that's kind of like
Yeah.
overtook it.
Grows in the middle of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I dig it.
There's some sweet graffiti all over the side of it. Got to have sweet
Yeah.
graffiti.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a little bit of
Some,
running water still in it for some reason.
Yeah. you know, there's like some graffiti that Eve have done of like sunflowers and like a pair of eyes that has like blue eyeshadow.
I will switch you guys over to this. Well, that's the wrong one. But yeah, you guys make it back into this area now. You all are free to heal any sort of conditions you have at this time. You take a moment to just kind of recuperate, get yourselves together.
Dang.
Yeah.
Also, you guys have a quick time to kind of brainstorm and plan.
Okay.
So who was this?
Okay.
Who is this person that you saw? This is a dude with a mask. He was
Yeah,
in your house.
He had a mask. And there was 2 of them actually. One got out the window like some ninja. Like he just got out the window very quickly. And the other dude, he pushed me, but I hit him with the ski and it cracked. And he had like a lot of hair, like mashed up hair and blood. Yeah. But he didn't even make a sound. I don't think he made a sound, did he?
Nope.
I mean, if I got hit like that, I would scream. But he didn't even scream.
Yeah, I'd probably scream
I
pretty
don't
too.
know.
You hit him really good.
Also, you guys would know by this point that even though you are kids, so that is another factor, but you jumped to a branch to shimmy down, whereas these 2 individuals seem to have just leaped out of the window and kind of like 3-point touch to the ground, got up, and kept on going.
Guys, I don't know if they were assassins or like some ninjas. But they were pretty like quick. I mean, I've seen some people hop over gates and stuff before, but I don't know. Maybe they was on something. I'm not sure.
I mean,
But
what do they want with us?
I don't know what are we doing in my house.
I mean, I feel like they've just been coming after us specifically, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but at least it feels that way. Keep popping up wherever we are. I mean, and nobody else is talking about it, at least not that I know. So, like, are we the only ones that can see them?
Well,
I don't know. This is just too weird.
Mackie talked about the chicken hawk.
I thought it was a
That someone
turkey.
was-
Turkey chicken.
turkey chicken. Some combination of birds.
Yeah, a turducken.
Turducken, yes.
He saw someone eat the bird thing in the forest. So I mean, at least that's something weird. Maybe one of these things is out there eating a bird.
What are they doing at the hospital?
I don't know. I mean,
that was, that may have looked like my mama there at the school, but that didn't seem like my mama.
body snatchers.
Oh, you talking about
Okay,
that
what are
movie
these body
again?
snatchers? What
So
are they?
yeah,
Like,
what happened in this movie you saw, Nicholas? How they body snatching?
I was this little when I saw it. All I remember is that people would get like in pods, and then the aliens would like clone them or something. Then they would come out, and you would be someone you know, but it's not really the person you know. It's like an alien or something.
Oh.
I don't know, some dumb movie, but
Weird.
oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
But what happens to the people they clone?
Yeah, what happened to Auntie Rose? I mean, she's all I got right now.
I can't remember. I think they die.
What?
What kind of
just
movie
a
is that, Nicholas? What kind of movie is that?
Well, we don't know that that's actually happening. It is just a movie, but
That's right. It's just fiction.
Oh, I sure
I
hope
swear,
so.
if they hurt Auntie Rose,
Yeah, my mama's
they
in
gonna see
there.
the Bronx.
I mean, do you think maybe they're doing something to people at the hospital?
How are we gonna get to the hospital?
Well, I don't think we can.
Someone in the place.
What are my pa might know. He had to.
You think he'll help us?
He might have had to go visit Ma earlier.
Yeah, maybe he saw what they did with the coma.
Yeah, I mean, if she got out of the hospital, he would know about that, right?
Well, he should. I mean, technically, I think we're still supposed to be in class, but so I think we're good. But I think he was going over to visit. Oh wait, we gotta stop him.
Oh my God, he can go in there and get snatched.
Yeah, if what Nicholas says is true, and this movie's coming true, whatever about body snatchers,
then he could be next.
Okay, all right. So now listen. Now, if this is an alien, what do we know about aliens? Like, do we know how to like hurt them, or like how did you fight? How did people fight the body snatchers?
I don't remember. I didn't see that part. I just remember I was little, and I just remembered the people. They were like pod people.
Well, the person I did hit, he was bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Lip, was the blood red, or was it like a different type of color?
As far as you saw, it was red. It was red blood that came out.
Okay. All right.
I will also say, you all see. You said this is an abandoned house, right?
Abandoned warehouse.
I don't know that you all would necessarily have electricity, so never mind.
Yeah, we probably have like little lamps or something, like lanterns that we set up.
I know Brody's a pretty good tinkerer. He might have been able to tinker something.
Oh,
you would have probably had like a radio.
Right.
I'll say this, and yeah, you all would have heard the radio as it was kind of coming in. You're transitioning into your favorite station. Kind of gets you to kind of calm down. You need the Froggy to get you going.
You know it.
As you start playing, as you switch on to Froggy, they were like, you hear a voice say, "We interrupt this marathon playing Alabama back to back."
No. How on earth could they interrupt such a great thing on the radio?
We have new reports saying that the hospital seemed to have been infected with some sort of wild disease. And then it cuts to a woman who's just like, I saw them. There were bats. They were swinging from the sky and they were biting everywhere. And then another man's like, I saw them. He just stood there at my door. He had some sort of black mask on. It was wild. He was just staring at me. And then he came lunging at me. I didn't know what to do. And the reporter says, we've been hearing accounts all through the hospital. There seems to be folks who are just being attacked rampant. He heard screaming. One of the doctors says, we tried to go into the room and we couldn't console anybody. Usually there are certain adverse effects to certain medications that individuals have been having. We have had this new drug come into the hospital, but we've only been using it on a select a number of patients. We wouldn't think that this would be something that would affect everyone, but they're talking about all of these things that couldn't possibly happen. I was a doctor. I was there the whole time. I didn't see anything whatsoever. And then you just kind of hear them kind of mutter off. One woman was just like, think of the children. And then just like cut to somebody else. It's just a random statement. Just gonna jump to another person talking. And then another person was just like, here you actually hear as the radio's going, there's a little bit of warbling. And then you hear someone take a microphone as they're talking, and you hear, yeah, not quite sure what's going on around either, but it's my job to take care of the school, take care of the library here. Just that I was just coming to see a friend here. She's been very near and dear to me, and it's very, very hard to see that she hasn't been doing well, but see that this has been a great turnout. I'm glad to have her back at the library. Be very excited to see her doing her job, giving books to the students and making sure that they get what they need. Then the guy's like, yes, mysterious man. I'm not quite sure. What's your name? And the guy's like, oh, you can call me Mr. Allen. Most of the kids at school call me that.
Not true.
You just see all of it, cut to all of us like.
Mr. Farty.
What if he's the master alien?
They say
What
something
if he's
about
controlling everybody?
They say something about bats.
Yeah.
Something about like bat people swinging from the ceiling or something.
What, like Batman?
Like the Batman?
I doubt it's Batman. Batman, I feel like, would be fighting these things. Sounds like these guys are part of it.
Right. Yeah.
Brody.
Yeah.
Have you said you shoot a lot of things, right?
Oh yeah. Deer.
You ever shot what about a person?
No. We don't do a whole lot of hunting people around here, Eve.
Do you think they're hunting us? What if they're hunting us?
Oh, well, we're gonna have to.
I don't like.
We're gonna have to defend ourselves. I mean, it can't be. It can't be any harder than shooting a turkey hawk, right? I mean,
I don't know, man.
Might
It's a
be
person.
easier.
Yeah, I mean, because they fly pretty fast, and
So what I'm hearing is all are seemingly moving in a direction that you guys want to start some sort of renegade attack crew. Vigilante group.
That's right. That's right. Vigilante group against the Batmen.
I'm definitely here for it. If you all really want to do this, I would say you all just make me an investigation check to just see, what you can find around the space, and you suit up.
Yeah, because okay, Eve will definitely try to see if she can protect herself or something, because she hit that guy. So she's like, okay, if someone comes and attack me, if they're getting violent, she's gonna have to fight. She's gonna go over to her tree and see if she can get like a hardy branch that she's been watering this tree for 4 months since she got here.
All right, Eve rolling for Druid.
Make a Druid track.
Anything else that everybody's trying to grab hold to, find rations or setups for this? Oh,
nice.
Snap. Somebody can immediately take the item without having to roll for it.
All right. I won't take the item. I'll roll for mine, but I'm going to check my pocket to see if any of that mind-altering drug is left over.
Have half a bite left of the the little chew.
So I'm gonna just without anyone looking, just take a little bite. Be like,
no.
I took a smaller bite than I took last time. Maybe it'll let me. I could see the future when I had it.
Oh no!
I will keep that in mind.
I'm gonna look for anything like metal that could be used either as a blunt attack item or something that can be used as a shield.
Oh snap! You find
we good.
Both you and Eve find a shovel, and what seems to be one of the hoods of one of the outside in the what's that place called? Outside by Hemingway Park, you all found this one kind of random defunct shell robot, and in front of this robot it was this small window that had a little windshield wiper. Found an extra windshield wiper poke thing that you could use to wipe it, and you also found something that you ration a hold, so you can actually defend yourself with that windshield. It's just glass, but you get a sense that you can get a good sturdy hold on it, and you have the windshield holder and you have a shovel. I would say amongst all of those things, you all can divvy those items as needed.
Okay. I'll take the shovel.
Okay.
And she's only 5'4", 5'5", but she's okay.
Yes,
Fighter Druid right through
it. Yep, he can see the
future. So yeah, if that's a shovel, we have the shield. Between any one of you all, you can also have the windshield wiper. I would say all items will be for force.
Okay.
And that will be all of them are +1.
Okay.
The windshield wiper is +2.
All right. The shovel is a +1.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Lip.
It's a little montage of you suiting up, getting everything together.
Lip. Since I had 3 successes, one of them went to someone else, right?
That would be the windshield wiper.
Okay. And I already have if I investigate, I automatically get a automatic success, right?
The investigate that you got was for you only get an automatic success if you are specifically investigating in the way of Mrs. Morris.
Okay. Will I get something else since I got another high roll?
If you try and suit up, you can hold this for if you try and suit up again to try and find something in the hideout, you can have that for that as well.
Okay. Next time I need to come back to the armory.
Yep. You are the armed dealer of the camp. But yeah, you guys get everything together. Now, where are you all headed to make your attack?
Well, if you guys, if we need the rifle, we're gonna have to get it out of my pa's truck.
And we need to save your dad. We need to make sure he's okay.
We
I feel like it would be a good idea to try and find him.
At least check, but I have a bad feeling about this, guys. I have a feeling he went over to see Mama, and he's in the middle of all that Batman stuff.
Yeah, I feel like the hospital is ground zero. It's where everything seems to be going down.
Yeah.
It's in the midst of the Batman. Okay, we're in Gotham right now. Apparently.
Wait, yeah. Now I'm not so good with all the scheming and the planning and the stuff, but I don't know, that hospital seemed like crowded with all those people over there and the police. I mean, is there? Maybe we need to go back to the school
And get Mr. McFarty?
Mr. McFarty, exactly. You think
That's true.
he might be the one pulling all the strings?
Yeah, he could be like the.
Definitely seems like he knows something about this.
I don't think they're going to appreciate me rolling up to school with a hunting rifle, though.
Probably not.
Where do you usually make? Oh man, this is kind of getting heavy. Where do he usually go? Oh, Ariel would be so proud right now, but my mom will have a heart attack.
You all would have known, as a matter of fact, pretty much all of you all, you would know that you were pretty successful with sneaking out of school. You might have a feeling that you could probably sneak back into school.
With a shovel, a gun.
I mean, we're supposed
A windshield wiper.
Okay, do we want to wait until school is
One of us
out?
tripping.
Do we want to wait until school is out?
Yeah,
so
we need to wait till the end of the day. And
Okay.
I agree.
Now, I'm also saying this too. It is not the game system for anybody who's watching. I cannot bring any trouble to the hideout. This is you all space where no trouble shows up. Unless, and it specifically says in the book, you all invite the trouble into this space.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that one of your teammates taking a bite of drugs invites trouble into this space.
Yikes.
Specific kind of trouble, though.
It's a specific type of trouble.
Yeah. It's a specific type of trouble.
Dare comes busting through the door.
You start to notice that as they're talking, they're starting to stretch down a long, long hallway, and it just seems like it's just going further and further and further.
I did this to make me better at fighting.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
Nick.
Hey,
Nick. Hey.
What?
Snap out of it. We're trying to plan something serious here, and you're just staring.
You okay, Nick?
Yeah, I feel all right.
But split second, while everybody's asking if you're okay, you start to imagine yourself the very long beard and blonde hair, and you see yourself sitting in a room looking at a camera, and everybody around you just turns into some strange robotic version of themselves on a screen, and they just are speaking to a microphone asking if you are okay.
Yeah.
You actually see yourself as a 16-bit pixel character in the bottom corner of your eye.
Body experience.
I'm okay.
I'm going to take off my headphones and I'm going to turn it on to my favorite song, uh, Prince, "When Doves Cry," and she's going to put
I
it
just
over
imagine
Nick's
that
ears.
this is what we're hearing, just so everybody knows.
Yeah,
The closest that I can get to it.
yeah. She puts that over your head.
Like, oh, I understand.
You're starting to, as this is happening, you're starting to that old. I actually have a video of it. This is great. I want to show you what you start seeing.
Oh my
behind
gosh.
me.
Boy.
Yo, I just spit on the music for him. I was like,
The
get in the
music
zone.
video.
This is her first song.
You start
Some,
to see
right.
that traditional 90s style, just like background cityscope, that chromatic car just zooming down that road with the purple and blue aura everywhere. Everyone turns into this like grid kind of matrix of themselves, and you get a map going in the direction of the school itself, and in your mind you have a full spec scope out of the entire layout of the school.
I know a way in. I know what to do.
What are you talking about, Nick?
The school. We can sneak in.
Okay.
You see a window in the library that actually, surprisingly, you know what? Yeah, surprisingly, no one else knows about. But behind the checkout area, there's this old book drop off that the public used to use to slide things in. They didn't know how to get rid of it in the when they did a revamp of the library, and so they just put this weird window that is a slide window that opens up like a slot to put a book in, but it's huge and an entire body can go in. You feel like you would go down some sort of chute. You've never been in that basement before, but you know that chute exists.
I'll communicate to that then, but in more detail. But just the library has, we've got a way in. We just have to go to the secret window, and then go down the chute, and then we'll be in.
Nick, are you psychic?
I think so.
Rad,
roll me-
radical.
Give me an empathy check.
Which one of us?
Which one?
All right, empathy check. Here we go.
You can make one as well.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Look at
I'm
that.
going.
Yo, he's high out of his mind.
I didn't do it.
Oh no! Sorry, we got 3 between us. We're good. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we're bad.
Because
I'm not sure.
You could give one of those to her, or you can just take all 3, and I'm about to give you something real juicy with that.
what you want to do?
I'll give her 1. I'll give her 1.
All right.
So
We sharing it.
I'll do the 2 first, and I'll do the 1. So with the 2,
Okay.
You hear a bunch of really off rhythm drums, but then 2, you hear the radio kind of start up again, and as the radio starts up, you hear what seems to be this like telenovela romance that's happening between 2 people, and it's quite disturbing because the more you hear it on the radio, the more you see the Star Wars kind of pixelation from the radio to in front of you. This hologram of Mrs. Jensen and Mr. Allen making out with each other. And you hear her specifically say, "Let's just run away together. I'm kind of sick of this life. And I think that you and I could live out the rest of our lives in pure joy." You instinctively back away, and as you back away, you bump into looks to be a scientist or somebody. He has a badge on his arm, on his chest that says the Loop. And when you kind of focus in a little bit more, you see that the name says Gerald, and you see that he's yelling at someone. As you turn to look, you see that he's yelling at Lloyd, Mr. Jensen. These two folks are arguing at each other and they're yelling at each other, but both of them are actually wearing, the more that they talk, they start to wear like what you're used to Brody wearing, the overalls and the kind of like field work, and they're working on this machine. And you see Harold, who doesn't have this last name, kind of like take one of the wrenches and put it in his pocket. And he pats Lloyd on the back, and the two of them nod. Then you see them jump into this much older selves that you are clearly seeing that this is Mr. Jensen and Mr. Sanet. And they're fighting real intense. You kind of slowly back away, and Lloyd becomes Brody, and Gerald becomes Saint. Mrs. Jensen becomes Eve. You're back in this room now. If you look at him, and for 2 seconds, you see that he starts to look at the radio, and you're like, you go to touch his back, and you're like, Nicholas, are you okay? And then he just starts muttering out of his mouth very loudly, Brody, your mom's cheating on your dad.
No.
Saint, your dad stole from Brody's dad. And he just barrels it all out loud in front of all of you.
Wait. What did you say?
Nick.
Nothing.
Awkward.
I have a gift. I saw something.
How do you know? Well, all right. Let's not jump to conclusions. We don't know for sure.
I don't know, man. Nick seems like he really sucky.
He really does.
Nevertheless, you all see him just immediately just go to a sheet of paper without even thinking about it, and he actually draws out the window where it is in the school and gives you a full blueprint of where that window is.
Bro, I remember reading stuff about this. It's like a medium, like when things get possessed.
Nick. Now, I think Nick told me that he got something from some girl last night.
Oh,
could this be some kind of side effect?
Wait, what you mean?
It's
Got
possible.
something? I kind of take my hands off of him. What you mean?
So
catch it.
So I'm like, hold up.
I don't think it's contagious. So, and I kind of explained the thing with Lisa.
Yeah, that's the name, Lisa.
Drugs?
Yeah,
Took
it was,
drugs.
That's right.
yeah,
Like Sadie's Lisa?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I just
Like,
yeah, she had something
man.
and she was kind of selling it, but gave it to me for free. And look, I don't know. I made a mistake and I took it, but I could see things, and I thought maybe if I took it again, I could help with.
But
Look, I'm not as strong as
Kinda
Brody, and I'm
did.
not as good as the rest of you.
wait, you took it again?
Little bit. I'm trying to take a smaller bite.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
Nick, maybe tell us if you're gonna do something like that.
Yeah, here I'll give you, and I'll give the rest of whatever I found in my pockets, like the crumbs. Just
It's just crumbs at this point.
She gave that to you for free. That doesn't sound like a good business decision. I don't.
Yeah, most people
yeah.
don't give nothing for free.
Well,
Are you eating it? Oh.
No, I'm sniffing it. Do it smell like tobacco?
For
It's just
you
tobacco.
smelling it, it just smells like, I don't know what the smell of fresh mulch is. That like it smells like kind of eggy, but it smells like dry grass and like, oh, it's like, it's a weird, obnoxious smell, but it just kind of sticks in your nose.
It tastes worse, by the way. So
I'm not gonna eat none, but oh man, this is rancid. Ugh. And I hand it back to him.
I'll just throw it to the ground, and I'll cover it in dirt, but mentally note where it is.
I hope it doesn't grow there.
How about this? We don't know anything for sure, but I mean, nobody has seen this window in the library. So what if we go back to the school, and if we find this window that we can sneak in, then maybe what Nick is seeing is actually true.
Yeah, but should we get Brody's gun?
Brody's actually halfway to the door already as you guys are talking. And as you say that, he turns around and he said, "You know what? Nicholas may have a gift. But you know what? If we go to talk to Mr. Farty, I'm going to have that hunting rifle."
On that
don't
note,
shoot
let's switch over to the loop. We're doing this thing.
Is the map on our
Alright.
screen changing or no?
We're gonna actually. So you're, Brody. You're going back to the farm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the farm to get the hunting rifle. It's kept under the back behind the seat of my papa's truck.
I'm gonna go with
Right.
Brody.
I will say you two can break off. I'm going to call this a session with your anchor. So you're able to readily get it. When
Okay.
you come in though, walk into your area and you see your mom and dad sitting in the kitchen having a conversation. She's drinking a cup of tea. He's having his morning cup of joe. And you walk through. Are you trying to make yourself known?
Well, actually, Brody would probably go get the gun first out of the truck, and maybe just kind of like look in the house, but maybe not go in.
Yeah. So as you walk in by, you see the kitchen window, and you see them sitting there having a conversation. You can't quite hear what they're saying.
Eve.
But you make your way over to the car.
Eve,
What? What's wrong?
Go look in the window. It looks like Ma and Pa are in the kitchen.
Okay. I'm going to try to look through the
You
window.
you see the two of them are they're babysitting their drinks, but you see that they are canoodling, like full on, one on top of the other, just like seconds from making out.
Whoa. I don't know if I'm not sure if Nick was actually truthful, but it doesn't look like your mom cheating.
You think I should go in and talk to him?
I don't know because I don't. Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. I thought that was my mama this morning at school.
Is that? I mean, you could look. I don't know. You can look and see if that's actually your mom. Like, is that how your mom and your dad usually act before she was in the hospital?
It's been a.
I would say do it really quick because they look like they gotta go, and it's gonna be awkward.
You know what? Maybe
Yeah, you also know that the other two are making their way to the school.
Yeah, maybe we can't afford to waste any time. And honestly, you know, gosh, I wish Saint were here. He usually knows what to do.
Be the new name of this episode. I wish they were here.
Let's just go.
Meanwhile, Saint's like, I'm just winging it.
Yeah, Saint is just winging it.
Listen, Eve. Let's just go back to the school. I don't want to leave the other two hanging.
Okay.
All right. I'll say that you all pretty easily get the gun. Now, mind you, the gun is going to be you can add it to your. It's going to be a +3.
Ooh.
That's for force.
So, do you want me to add that to it manually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just you can describe whether remember the too many words as a weird thing to the roll sheet thing.
Gotcha.
So like a quick reference word, but then it's a +3. You can say like rifle or something.
Yeah,
like that.
just use rifle. And that's force. All right.
However, Saint and Nicholas are walking back to the school. You guys are trying to play it cool. You have all of your necessary equipment kind of stowed away in certain pockets, and Saint, you figure out a way to kind of tie one of your dad's old ties on, and use that to kind of hold the windshield wiper down your back, so you don't have to actually walk around with it. A little bit more upright.
Nice.
As you kind of walk closer to the school, you see that Lisa is actually coming outside to the front. There's like the front walkway area where there's a big pole. I'll switch you guys over to that spot. Where are we? First, I'll get you guys there. Then move. So yeah, you guys are right there. You see walking up is Lisa, and I can actually put her there now. There we go. She's coming out just to chill and hang out. What are you all doing as she walks out?
Wait, we're all there, or is it just
it's Saint and Nick?
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna look to Saint to follow his lead. Like,
I mean,
you all yet?
She hasn't seen us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, if she hasn't seen us, I feel like we should probably avoid her at this point. I'm like, I do want to talk to her more, but I feel like now is probably not a good time as we're trying to sneak back in. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of just nudge Nick and gesture to make take a loop around to try to avoid her seeing us.
All right,
cool.
We are getting into our extended scenes of trouble. This is our getting close to our final scene. So, Saint, you have a lead role, and Nick, you have a sneak role, and the threshold for this is 4.
Oh no!
Wait, they have to get 4 successes?
amongst the two of them.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Okay.
Can I use my lighter again?
Yes, you can use a
You
lighter.
need
to
3.
Okay.
Please get 3.
I wanna
We
squeeze my lighter once again.
need
Where's
3.
my lighter?
Come on, you got this.
Oh!
Yes!
Wow.
So you're holding onto your lighter, and you just like remember the first day that you got this lighter. And as you're walking through, you're like picking him up to like move him, and you see that he's walking in a certain direction, and he's in your mind, Nick. Everything around you is slowly kind of pixelating, and you no longer see yourself in a front area of a school. You start to see a red beam, like eye beam underneath you, and you start to see these barrels just kind of roll left and right of you. And it seems like Lisa herself is turning into a massive ape, like picking up this barrel and tossing it. And when she tosses it, it just stops and then goes back and forth in a splashing motion. And so you start saying, maybe I can jump over these barrels. And so as the barrels come closer, you feel yourself jump up and you look down and you see that you have looks to be like Mario shoes as you go up and come down. However, you, Saint, see that he seems to be walking slightly adjacent to where Lisa is walking to, and you get a sense that the two of them are seconds from crossing paths. And just as she looks up to look at the rest of you all, you go and grab his shoulder, and you just kind of race off in another direction. You guys just barely missed her her view. You use his like kind of direction, and he leads you to where the window is. Um, After that, uh, you get a sense that you do see a window. It is definitely there. Um, are you all going to wait for the others, or going to try and make a move in?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for now. Just trying to stay hidden. Um, and I will just kind of pull Nick aside and be like, "So, tell me about these visions that you've had. Uh, did you really see all of that stuff?"
I did. I don't know what it means. It might not even be this reality. It could be an alternate reality. Like just now, I thought I was in Donkey Kong. So, you know, so it's hard to say. But yeah, and I'll explain the vision like that his father
He's very
and kind of the whole.
yeah, he's very reasonably explaining everything to you and using a very emphatic voice, like an honest voice. However, he is facing directly away from you the whole time.
Oh man.
He's gone.
I think at first I would have like just kind of like, I'm a little bit, and then it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna let this happen.
Eventually, Brody and Eve, when you are walking up, you see walking outside, just past Lisa is actually walking. You see that behind Lisa is Mrs. Morris coming out the door. Lisa
Hey,
herself goes
Lip,
and tries and hide.
Lip, I think Brody would probably try to, instead of coming up to like to the front of the school building, he would probably try to find like some kind of back door, or maybe like where the cafeteria loading docks are or something like that, where they drop off the food trucks and stuff like that. I think he would probably do that if he had a rifle on him. I don't think he's going to go to the front door.
In that case, then I will say you reveal areas.
Yeah, and I have a shovel, so I'm following Brody.
You all will come from the cafeteria area.
Okay.
So you all will be over here. Oh, gotta do this. Oop, over here.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
And I will show you all the rest of this. In which case, you don't see Mrs. Morris retract that
Thank
statement.
God.
You instead see. You instead see Mr. Allen,
Oh
who is
no.
just coming out of the kitchen area, and he is carrying a sack and a plastic trash bag over to this trash can right. Oh, he's in. I'm in the wrong one. Right over here. You see him dump something inside of the trash can. You two would still want to make stealth checks.
Yeah, I'll try to
I am going
dive behind something.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna grab his
putting
hand and try to like.
the same
Oh my
number of
God.
successes. 4 for
4?
both of you together.
Oh my
boy.
God. I'm so scared.
Well, do you want me to roll first, or you want to roll first?
Jesus Christ. You can go
Now,
roll first.
Okay, I'll roll first. I'll set the threshold here for you.
All right.
Oh.
Guys, I have nothing in sneak. I have nothing in sneak.
you also have your luck because you are not 15.
Yeah, I don't have any luck. I'm too old for it.
Alright, I'm going to roll. Okay, so if I roll and then if I don't get what I need, I can
Use your
push
luck
luck.
to re-roll it. Yep.
Okay. Please God, let me just have this, please. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-roll.
Yeah, we got to have 3.
You need to have.
You have to have all 3 of your dice roll 6s.
Has to be.
I don't know if this is gonna work. Should I do it? Like, cause I'm like, all right. Can I use? I don't know. Can I use my Walkman? Can I like use like?
You can make instead of making a sneak, the threshold will still be 4 minus 1 because he just got 1. It'll be 3.
Yeah.
You can try and do something else, but you will immediately take a condition. If you can finesse another type of roll in this moment, I will allow it, but you will take a condition.
All right, cause that's all right. If I push my luck, do I can get a condition, or do I just do something else and get a condition?
If you push your luck, you don't take a condition.
I'm trying to think of what would I use for my Walkman anyway.
You can use it as a means of distraction.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Throw
No!
it out.
I'm kidding.
For the first time ever, you get this telepathic message in your head that just says throw it.
Throw it. Panic. That's what it is. It's panic. Oh God. Okay, I'm just gonna do the luck because I don't know what else I would do with my Walkman. But my Walkman is a charm. I have a higher charm. Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Try and see if you can talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna push.
Your luck.
I'm gonna push Brody.
Brody's desperately trying to hide the rifle behind his back.
Yeah, she's gonna push him, and she is going to turn up her Walkman, like kind of drop the like just have the shovel, but she's gonna have her Walkman on, and she is just going to like she's in her own world and start singing.
Interesting.
And Brody catching on with the rifle behind his back is going to start doing some kind of country western line dance.
Oh. Well, I will say, this is going to be tricky. If Brody does a different action besides sneak, you will have to re-roll that as well.
Okay, I'll re-roll.
Okay,
I'll
so
reroll.
then if
Alright.
that's the case, you can do a charm with your Walkman,
Alright.
and Brody, this is not great, but you would also then roll empathize.
No, great.
Alright. Okay, let's
You
I,
can
let's do it.
I hope you can carry the weight of this for us, Eve.
We'll try.
because I ain't helping much.
Oh, so
I
that's
succeeded, but just a 1. We needed 4.
Yeah.
so you guys
You're in trouble.
start to move out from behind the corner of this alley, and you turn your music up all the way. You just start dancing, and he drops
Shovel.
this bag into the trash and turns and sees you dancing with the shovel. You see for a second his head just kind of pops left and right, and then he immediately shakes his head, and for that moment he blinks. Both his eyes start glowing red, and you see him starting to run towards you.
Oh, I'm still singing, and I'm like, huh, we're not going to take it.
Seeing her get out the shovel, Brody's just like, okay.
All right. So, what happens in this oddly final scene? That happens way faster than I thought it was going to be. I'm assuming the two of you all are going to try and make a force attack using your items. I'm assuming.
Yeah. If he coming at me.
These rolls are going to happen, and then, oddly enough, because the circumstances really allow it, which I kind of love, everything freezes before this dude comes at you, and see the camera kind of pans past this guy's head, past a dancing Eve with a shovel, past a Brody kind of loading and prepping his gun, around the corner, going past this kind of football field corner nook of the space, closer to the library, where we see this window, and we're in the middle of watching as Saint is tapping Nicholas on the shoulder and freezes. And in the moment, Nicholas kind of stops, turns, and he sees that everything's just kind of stopped for a moment. You hear a gunshot go off, and you hear a shovel swing, and you immediately kind of feel that camera that I just described rewind all the way back to its source, and then you blink, and then you feel the tap of your shoulder as Saint tries to get you to turn around.
Oh, jeez.
I think Brody's killing someone.
I'm like, where?
And I just point and just start running.
Right.
I just go after him.
All right, so you all make your roll, and then the
Oh
two
my
of you all
God.
afterwards can tell me what you do in the effect of this, and make your rolls. I
Alright.
am studying this extended trouble.
And just to,
Okay.
just to let you go, no, guys, this is a deer hunting rifle. The sound of this thing is gonna be like, boom, and it's gonna echo off of everything.
Oh no.
Okay, so we make our rolls with our weapons, right?
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
you
Alright.
all together are trying to get 6 successes.
So I would like to try to mind meld with Brody.
Okay.
Okay, and so I haven't rolled yet. So I would
Brody
like to
saved
mind
me.
meld. It's okay. I want to mind meld with Brody, and I'm trying to like use my like tap into my like gamification of the world around me to like help him aim his gun or like coach him a little bit. I'm trying to like empathize with them and just sort of like bond with them and like pull them closer into the shot.
Yep.
And like, it's okay. It's not a person, you know. You're not killing anyone. It's not a. Just think of it like a turkey hawk.
Turn it into a literal direct hunt. I want to add this for you. What? Just kidding. You said that you're tapping into your game knowledge, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to like bond with him and try to give him some like.
I will say this. Because your pride is that you are the best gamer known to mankind. You will start off with 1 success.
Awesome.
Ooh.
You can make your empathize roll.
All right.
You can use the drugs as well.
You can use.
I don't know what message we're sending to people.
Don't do drugs.
Here we go.
Don't do drugs.
Very weird message.
Oh my gosh! Can I use my luck? If I use my luck point?
Yeah, you can use your luck point to re-roll it.
Okay. Oh my gosh!
No.
So this is good though. You have
That's
2 plus the fire that it shot. So there's 3 successes that go into his chest. As it hits his chest, you see that it fires off into his arm, and a bunch of wires kind of fall out from the side of his shoulder. There's also this dripping of blood and pieces falling from the side of his shoulder as well. He starts to spaz out, and you see that he's jerking left and right. That leaves if Eve wants to push and take a condition and do something different, she can take the condition and try and roll for not Eve.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
like,
because Eve got the 0. So you can push, taking condition, and do something different. And then there's also Saint.
okay. Okay, I tried to do the shovel, but I couldn't because I got nervous and I got scared.
Yeah, and there was
this
a
guy's
very loud crack of a gun right next to your head.
I'm like, okay. What can I do? I have my Walkman. That's a thing I can do. Okay, because he's coming at me, right? He's coming at me and like
You
charging.
just got fired back. That gives the advantage for you to kind of like do something different. Blown back by this bullet.
Okay, since he's coming towards me, I am going to try to move out the way and trip him with my like cardigan. I'm just gonna like a bull.
That's gonna be a move check.
Okay.
And then Saint, what are you doing?
Am I there with them? Because I was just kind of following Nick.
What's weird to you is that you watch as Nick turns and he just touches his forehead and reaches out in Brody's direction, and for some reason Brody's hand just moves in the direction of the robot and fires. So you just witnessed Brody shoot Mr. Allen. You all also notice in this moment, as that fire goes off, there's this weird smoke that kind of starts to fumigate from the inside of his chest, and the rest of you all smell this obnoxious smell kind of fumigating out of his chest.
Right. I think at this point I would just try to inspire the others.
Inspire.
I will like sling the windshield off my back and like try to hold it up as like in like defense. And say like, we got this, guys. This is not real.
You say that. You also, in doing this, you notice that from that gas that's coming out, there seems to be this liquid that's falling out of one of the tubes. As it drips onto the ground, you see that he's creating a little bit of this like weird, dark greenish, blackish kind of thick oil around him. And you look down to your hand, and you're still squeezing tight to your lighter.
Shit. I'm like, I honestly don't even know if this lighter still works. But
Let's figure it out.
now's the time.
So as is, you can use, in this circumstance, you can use the lighter in either way. You're inspiring your group, so you can still use it as lead. Or if you feel like you would get a higher roll, you can also use it as a tinker, the tech, to see if you can ignite it and toss it into the pool.
Ooh, my tinker is not good.
You can also use it as a lead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with lead just to be on the safe side. Again, I'm like
That's 3.
held onto this lighter for so long, and I don't even know that it actually makes fire anymore. So
Get a 3. Get a 3. Please a 3. Please. Oh, so close.
I'm going to do this as well because I'm using everyone's. So your pride. What's your pride?
My pride?
Hmm?
My pride is conflict resolution.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a wide definition. There's lots of ways to solve conflict.
I mean,
It's true.
That's what I love about the pride. It's very, very wide.
I've not reasoned with a robot before, but there's a first time for everything.
This is less than just reasoning with a robot. You look at the entire situation, and for you, for the first time, no drugs in your system whatsoever. Everything slows down, and you can hear your heart beating. You hear Sadie say in your head, just need to figure out who you are, where you need to be. You'll figure it out. You hear the words figure it out in your head, and you watch as Brody's going to load his gun one more time to take another shot. You see that for some reason Eve is kind of like just desperately bringing up one more swing of the shovel, and you still see Nicholas squinting his eyes as he keeps pushing some random thought there. As this moment's happening, you go and you move Nick out of the way. You flick the lighter, you toss it, and as the mouth of this lighter is clipping to turn open, you see that it's not actually about to create a spark until you see that it pops onto the top of Brody's gun, and that metal on metal strikes that spark where the fire comes out of the lighter, swings forward, and the momentum of Eve's shovel pushing knocks the lighter even further than what you thought you could do, and it lands right into the puddle, and you all watch as Mr. Allen just gets engulfed in flame. This entire area smells awful. You watch as the skin of Mr. Allen starts to peel off, and as it peels off, it turns into what looks like carrot skin. You see something look like it's a small dog kind of fall of him, and as the rest of these different body parts come off, you see underneath it, Terminator style, this very rusted and decrepit looking machine creature as the oil leaks out of it and it just stops in place. You all have defeated Mr. Allen, aka Mr. Farty.
Wow.
Do you know that we are pressing for the last couple of minutes of time, but to wrap a little bit up, you all will take that time to kind of like inspect this machine, and you look inside of the trash can, and when you open it up, you see that there's a wolf. Actually, seems to be mutilated up in a different way. You see different patches of its skin kind of pulled off, um, and as you kind of think about it, you realize, Nicholas, as it kind of all settles into you, the pieces start to come together. Mr. Allen knew about that window. And you remember when you saw that initial flashback of them talking, everything started to come into place. She was talking to Mr. Allen through the window. And then when people would come, she would close the window to go and give somebody a book. You get a sense now that there was something happening in that back area, and when you guys go to investigate and open it, you smell that same reek. As you slide down, you see an entire laboratory of different Mr. Allens being put together with different animal parts. Um, and on top, you see this book that says uh, Morris Arbors. It's a romance book. And as you hold it in your hand, you open up the book, and at the bottom it says, I will always love you, Margie. And then you turn another page and you find a little note that slips out. As you read it, the letter from Mrs. Ginseng to Mr. Allen saying, we just can't keep doing this. I have a family that I need to take care of. I want this to be over. And you see that under it, there's these weird kind of strange stain marks. And as you go to like look into the back area of this room, all of you all are pretty horrified to find that you open a tank and find what you believe to be the real Mr. Allen, who is completely passed out and decrepit. His bones, his rib cage is showing, his jaw is open, and his eyes are rolled back into his head. Take a moment to kind of calculate everything, and you realize Sir Allen is a victim of somebody who just could not accept no for an answer. He did something very terrible. As you look at all the different Mr. Martys around, Mr. Allens around, you get a sense that this is a cloning laboratory. And you, Eve, you notice that there is actually a head that's sitting on a pike that has Auntie Rose hairstyle sitting on one. And Saint, you start to realize that there's a jacket that says Gerald with the badge on one of the mannequins. You all get a sense that he stopped trying to clone himself. It seems like he's trying to clone other people.
Do we find any other tanks with people in them?
That seems to be the center point. There's that one massive tank. It looks like he refashioned the school's furnace to create a tank for himself to be in. You get a sense that he may be alive in there. You definitely don't want to touch and find out. You don't see a pulse or any visible signing of breathing, but is that I will say this very haunting thing. You all have these moments where you climb out and you each kind of look at each other, realizing that there's a new truth to this town that you have to ask yourselves if it's worth telling anybody. Brody, you have to live with the new fact that your mother may have had another life outside of you. Nicholas, you have to deal with a all new type of addiction that may actually have given you too much of a truth. You have to figure out right now is there is Auntie Rose, and even if you see her, isn't the real her. And Saint, you have to deal with the fact that the cops are after you, and you know everything about what has happened in this town, including a secret that your father may have been responsible for. So, with that, everybody, I'm going to say we have a slow pan away from this town as we find new beginnings, tales from the loop.
Woo.
Nice.
Well done, Lip. Well done, Lip.
Very
That was
good.
fantastic.
Yay.
I loved it, guys. That was so
Thank
much
you all
fun.
so much.
That
Yes,
was great. That was great.
I think Brody's also has to live with the fact that he like deliberately like shot that dude without even thinking twice. Like,
Wow.
And if it would have been like
That
a real person, he probably would have been like, "Oh man, I got to read that New Testament again."
Fast shot, I kill.
Oof.
Yeah, if you guys really enjoyed this, definitely check us out. We're jumping right back into this actually in a couple minutes for Mystery 2. You might see some of these stories kind of unfurl a little bit more. I would love to have you guys back. This was a lot of fun. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is so wild.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll definitely catch you all soon. I will do the sign off so that we can jump in, and I'll talk to you all outside of this as well. But
Yeah.
if you find that your parents are holding things from you, and your teacher who smells oddly like sulfur, you're not quite sure if that's gas or his energy source, make sure to include your proficiency bonus. Thank you all so much.
See you
Have
soon,
a good
guys.
night.